Hello one, hello all. Welcome to movie night. Bryan Lomax's brainchild. You're here on my channel because this is the luck of the draw that I had. We each are doing one film from the Hannibal Lecter series, per se. Why don't I pass it over to Bryan? Bryan, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this film and the show in general?
Yeah, basically these guys are three of my favorite guys on YouTube. We're all the same age. We all have similar kind of time on this earth. So I thought, why not get together with them and talk movies? So it started out kind of being once a week, but then things kept on getting in the way. But yeah, that's what we do. We get together every so often and we literally stick a movie on and we watch it together. So that's why it's called Movie Night Film Commentaries, because that's what we do. But yeah, I wanted to do a series because normally we just do random movies, and I thought, why not do a series and why not do Hannibal Lecter? And the reason for that is because there was a good number of these films. I figured because there's 5 of them, if you take Manhunter into account, I figured, let's all review Manhunter, and then the 4 films that are left, we'll each do one of these shows on each of our channels. So we did Silence of the Lambs not so long ago on mine. We're obviously doing Hannibal tonight here, and we're going to be doing Red Dragon on Lee's channel, and then finishing off with the classic, so I'm told, Hannibal Rising on Peter's channel. I'm afraid he drew the short straw on that one. So, but yeah, that's basically the gist. So be sure to check out those commentaries if you're a fan of this franchise on each of our channels. But yeah, beyond that, it's business as usual. So just yeah,
So it was just the sheer number of movies that made you choose.
Yeah, it's just I think I wanted to revisit this franchise anyway. It was a good number of movies if we were going to do this kind of thing. So yeah, and I know that at least 2 of the people on this panel are good kind of horror fans. So yeah, why not? But yeah, we usually kickstart anyway with just talking about our history with the film in question, and obviously tonight it's Hannibal. So usually I go last because we're on my channel, but while we're on CPs, I may as well kick us off and then see if we can finish up. But yeah, my history with the film is just, I guess, pretty much like most people who saw Silence of the Lambs. They waited a good 10 years or so for a sequel. There was talk of a sequel for so long, and yeah, like Silence of the Lambs was such a good movie that who didn't want to see a sequel to it, or certainly who wasn't curious to see a sequel. And with Ridley Scott on board, just after Gladiator as well, so he was on top form. It was all the makings of a classic, I guess. Whether we got that is a different matter altogether, which you will find out during this commentary. But yeah, I went to see it, and yeah, it's a strange film. Depending on my mood, I can really enjoy the film, and other times I can just only ask the question why. But yeah, beyond that, we'll talk about it more, I guess, during the commentary.
Thank you, Bryan. The next guy, you've seen him quite a bit, and making a return in August, re-resurrecting the Horror Needs a Hero brand. Lee from Drumdums, say hello.
Yep.
And how you're here, or how Hannibal brought you here.
Well, at first I was just going to say, if they make another Hannibal movie, they should call it Hannibal Resurrection. But really, Bryan took the words right out of my mouth. That is my exact experience. I was waiting for years and years and years, so interested because I love Silence of the Lambs. And I think, like many people's reactions, when I saw Hannibal, I don't think I really liked it at first. But for me, it's grown on me quite a bit, and I like that it's so different than Silence of the Lambs. Because I think 10 years after that, maybe Hannibal would have kind of changed a bit. Maybe, I don't know, matured, I guess you could say, as a serial killer. But yeah, it's one of those movies that's grown for me. So I actually really enjoy this one now. You know, it's kind of like a fine wine, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into this.
With some fava beans?
Yes, with some fava beans. And a nice Mountain Dew.
Lastly, but not leastly, somebody who you've probably seen quite regularly lately on this channel. He's my other half for show business, Peter from Bearded Movie Guy.
Yeah, they're like, not this guy again.
We just saw him an hour ago.
We got rid of him. Yeah, okay, so Hannibal. When Hannibal came out, I literally was like, oh, they're doing a sequel to Silence of the Lambs? I was not excited for it at all. It was like, oh, okay. It was one of those things where it was just like, I didn't ask for this. I wasn't really caring about this. It's just okay. And I went and saw it with my father. In the theater, we sat there, and it finished, and we both kind of went, well, that was something. And it's just like, that was a movie. It's like, neither one of us quite knew what to kind of say about it. It wasn't like, Silence of the Lambs was one of those movies you came up with going, wow, it was really good. It's like, that was, And Hannibal was one of those movies where we came away going, it was a movie, and to be truthful, until last night, I had not watched it again.
Wow.
It was one of those movies where, yeah, I saw that, and so I've never talked about it again. And I was like, okay, I should probably watch it since we're doing this, just because it's been so long since I've seen it. And so, yeah, we'll get to what I think about it during the commentary. But yeah, so that's mainly my experience with the film.
Thank you, Peter. And mine, I like the poster. I remember. You want my personal story? You can hear my personal story.
I like the poster.
There was a poster for the marketing that said, on February 9th, he's loose. And it's just a picture of Hannibal. The thing is, my birthday's February 9th, and I was like, that's really neat. I liked the poster because I could have used it as a kind of
It sounds like a sex comedy. He's loose.
Maybe more if it was a her, but same thing as Peter. Again, like we've reiterated, Ridley Scott coming off of Gladiator too. It was like, oh, okay, this is quite. There's a lot to look forward to here. The only downer, I guess, was the fact that Jodie Foster wasn't returning. But when they got Julianne Moore to fill her spot, I was kind of, not bothered. I just wish that they maybe made her a completely, a different story altogether. And I guess there was a lot more to be worried about, as it kind of drags. But stick around and watch, though, huh? Another reason to get you guys to stick around and watch, we're actually going to be giving away the Hannibal Lecter collection here, which it's not all of the movies, but it's 3 of them. Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal. So the only requirements is that you be subscribed, and you're going to have to answer something specific about what we go through during this commentary. If you're trying to keep up with us at home, we're up on the red titles, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Pictures and Universal's Present, and it's 48-second mark if you have it on Blu-ray. Otherwise, are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Although I think what you were talking about was like the question we're going to ask is on, I believe it was how many times I mentioned my kid throughout the commentary.
You got to keep a running tally of how many times he references his kids and says it's like.
It's like. If you can keep those 2 in check, then you could win that.
Or you could say how many times I say kinda. And layers.
Layers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, Play.
All right, we're live.
No, we got titles. See,
Titles.
I don't consider
So many.
psychology a science, and neither did Dr. Lecter.
So many titles.
Dino De Laurentiis.
Yeah.
That's a name.
It's definitely a name.
Sorry?
It's definitely a name.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, Gary Oldman, fairly
That's
unrecognizable.
him, right? That's him as the
Yes.
Yeah,
looking guy? Yeah.
fairly
there's Bernie.
unrecognizable as the main bad guy, I guess you should say.
Yeah. Man, you want to talk about good actors?
Wow. Yeah. Has he ever been nominated for an Oscar?
I think so, right? I think
I don't
Tinker Taylor.
You would think so, but I don't know.
All I know is that he's a better actor than Daniel Day-Lewis, and that bothers Brian very much.
That bothers me.
Yeah, I know. I think I would prefer Gary Oldman to Daniel Day-Lewis. You must think it's White Boy Day.
Yeah.
It ain't White Boy Day, is it?
It's not
Ain't
White Boy Day. No, it ain't White Boy Day.
That
It's so funny that all of you knew that. Usually I have to explain
portrayal
that.
is one of my favorite, portrayals in cinema history. His performance in True Romance.
I usually need to explain that to people. It's so often that it just
It's
picks it
Drexel.
right up.
Oh,
Drexel,
what
yeah.
a character. Yes.
I'll
And then you had
give-
Christopher
I'll say-
Walken, too.
Yeah. I'll say one thing about Gary Oldman in this is that he delivers a great performance because he's under so much makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still manages to, I don't know, just emote, to get something
Yeah.
out, even if he does look a little bit like Christopher Plummer.
Yeah. I would actually, spoiler, but I would say he gives the best performance of the film, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll agree with that.
Like, I think, it's, although it's not his film, I think he gives the best performance overall. He's the most entertaining part of the film for me.
I mean, it
agree.
is a great performance. That's tough to compete with, really.
It is, but it's just, we'll get to, things, but I don't know.
How'd they get his eyes like that?
I know. The one eye especially is just, it's freaky. I don't
It
know.
looks uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It does. It looks very uncomfortable.
to say
I
the
w-
absolute least, yeah.
I wonder,
And he was probably in that thing for 12 hours a day.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could have filmed a lot of his scenes, although a lot of his scenes are spread out throughout the film, they probably could have done them in a couple days
Yeah.
within, the shooting schedule, so that he would, it's like, oh, you're going to have to be in makeup this amount of times. It's like,
I think that's something that non-film lovers don't understand sometimes, is that a character can be sprinkled throughout a movie,
yeah.
but they could take all their scenes and film them inside.
That's 2 days worth of work for them, but meanwhile, they're it's in and out of the film.
Yeah. I was watching I was actually watching a behind the scenes on Jaws 2 earlier, and they were talking, the guy that plays the mayor,
Oh, yeah.
his wife had cancer, and so he was leaving, and he was saying, hey, I quit, I can't do this, my wife's got cancer. And so they talked him into, can you stay for 2 more days and we'll film all your scenes in the next 2 days, and then you can go. And even though he's, like I said, he's sprinkled throughout the whole movie, but yeah, they filmed everything of his in 2 days.
I never noticed his face in the birds there.
I didn't either. That's the first time I think I've noticed that. I was like, hey,
Really?
yeah.
It's so blatant.
I guess I haven't been paying
My
close
third
enough
time
attention.
seeing the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably just
Julianne Moore was the thing I had the toughest time dealing with this movie. I remember, I didn't want to give her a chance,
Yeah,
because
it
Jodie
was-
Foster was
yeah.
so good as Clarice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was kind of on the other side of the fence, because by this point, obviously, I'd seen Magnolia. It's one at the time, it was my favorite film, and I just thought, okay, if you are going to have to replace Chloe Starling,
You're going to have to.
there is no better choice. That's what I thought at the time, anyway.
She had done Boogie Nights before, right
Mhm.
before this.
Yeah. Well, no, it was about 10
Magnolia.
years before this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was thinking of it's like 3 years, right?
Yeah, 98 Boogie Nights.
Big and Nice, isn't it 97? Something like that?
It could be 90.
Somewhere around there,
Not
but this
10.
came out in 2000.
Yeah.
2001, something like that, right?
Oh yeah, this is. For some reason I keep thinking this is like 2003, 2004, but yeah, because it was right. Yeah, 'cause it was
Even
right.
still,
No,
your
it's
math's a
definitely
little
before
crooked.
that.
Yeah, 01, Magnolia's
crooked math.
99.
Yeah.
Now this
Good
cop
old British math.
this cop guy.
Brexit.
I find him incredibly unbelievable because it's like he thinks he's in charge of the whole thing. It's like listen to me, I know what I'm doing. It's like you're here because you were invited here to help us. It's like why would we listen to you possibly about this?
Bootleg Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah,
You should have said, right now you're in charge of two things, Jack and shit, and Jack just left town.
Yeah, it's just like he's like, I'm in charge. It's like, who told you were in charge? Because clearly no one talked to you and told you the proper stuff. It's like, it's, and that brings into, one of the things I don't like is how they get from her, they would be recording all of this, right? Like all the radio chatter. And clearly she's like, stand down, we're not doing it, forget it, walk away. And he's like, no, we're not, we're doing it now. Clearly she's not responsible for the mess up in this film. And yet they act like there's no proof of this. And I'm like, they would have the recordings of her telling everyone to walk away. I
like the great big sign for the market underneath the road. There's an overpass and there's a sign for the market under the road. Way to advertise.
I feel like the way that the characters are kind of set up in this, the plotting of it, it's quite heavy-handed in the way that it is really trying to present to you how kind of morally pure Clarice Starling is meant to be.
Yeah. And
it does it so heavy-handedly that it makes other characters seem not just stupid, but like unrealistically stupid. Given the positions that they're in, like high-ranking government officials and FBI agents and whatnot, and it's just like really, like you say, you know, like she clearly tells that guy to stand down. Every single one of these people who are in these teams hears that, and you're telling me that they can just whitewash that.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, it's like it's all her fault. She told him to stand down. It's like if anyone's name should be in the paper, it'd be the idiot cop. Like everyone's copying, and there's like, this Bolton, stay on target. Come on, dude. It's like you're not even in charge of the mission. Who was going because of you saying so?
Patrick Holmes says Bryan was happy that Julianne got into the movie.
I was happy that Julianne got into the movie.
That's what he said.
Well, yeah, you were saying like if it had to be replacing Julianne or like she's a good choice.
It was
does he win the Blu-ray box set?
If it was my choice, I'd have Jodie Foster back without a doubt. But what I'm saying is if Jodie Foster's saying no, I'm out, and you're gonna push on through with this movie, then at this point in film in Hollywood, I'd have said Julianne Moore is at the top of the list.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, clearly Jodie Foster had a problem with this script because that is the reason why she didn't do it. She said, this is so far away from my character that I in good conscience cannot take this part.
I agree with her. It's not Starling.
They've completely changed character.
I think they would have done better in this movie if they wanted to tell the Hannibal story of what happened afterwards. If they literally would have left her character out of it.
Right, and just have Julianne Moore be some different agent.
Cop or something. Or even, like, forget having a female versus Hannibal thing. They wanted to tell his story, just tell his story. Yeah. Don't involve Clarice at all. Like, it's just... Because a lot of it just seems really forced, but her character does not seem like the Clarice Starling. Like, you could say, oh, it's been 10 years and she's jaded. No.
This doesn't seem like this isn't like a Jonathan Demme movie. You know, Jonathan Demme is such a different director than Ridley Scott. Not one is better than the other, obviously, but it's just so far removed from what Silence of the Lambs. And just this first scene will set that up for you, which is kind of a good thing because when you're watching it, you're going to say, oh, okay, this is not going to be the same movie that I saw 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Jonathan Demme is more about drama, whereas Ridley Scott is more about action and making things look pretty.
Yeah,
right. Like if you take a film like Gladiator, I want to see a film like Gladiator directed by Ridley Scott, not by Jonathan Demme. You take
Yeah.
a film,
Exactly.
drama. I want to see, I want to see Jonathan Demme do it because, like, going back to what the stuff we said with Silence of the Lambs, the way he uses the camera is very purposeful,
Yes.
very like deliberate.
Close-ups.
And a lot of this, like the way it's shot on this, it feels very formulaic in kind of the way that you see many other cop thrillers are shot.
That first scene reminded me of 999 a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to ask, that cop Bolton, did he die, right?
Yeah.
Like he was one of the ones they just showed on the TV that was dead.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because it's like he's an idiot.
Catch you guys up. Gary Oldman was nominated for an Oscar in 2012 for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow. Come on, Fifth Element. What do you know? I'm just kidding.
He's got a bunch of BAFTA nominations. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know.
A bunch of nominations, just one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Again, I hate the Oscars, so it's just again another reason I don't like
the
them.
Oscars should be about 30 minutes long, but unfortunately they're 3 hours. That's the problem.
Patrick said, even though one is extremely corrupt, and that was in reference to the Julianne Moore comment, he only has Red Dragon and Sons of the Lambs, and he's trying to win the copy of the collection.
Oh, cool.
Blue Corner, Dennis at the Blue Corner, says it's more fun not watching the movie along with you guys. Listening to you and
I agree with him.
listening to you and trying to pay attention to the movie is just too big a hassle.
Yeah. You guys really get in the way of me enjoying this.
Yeah.
Now, does anyone buy this relationship that she's had with Ray Liotta's character?
Sure.
Like, I just okay. Do you buy it that Clarice Starling would date that guy ever?
No.
But
she didn't. She didn't know, did she?
She had an affair with him.
No, he tried.
Because she told him to.
No, because she says that because she told him to go back to
his wife, but that means he was with her at one point.
But that not necessarily. It could mean that he tried something on with her in a closet room somewhere, and she just said, "Look, get back home to your wife." It doesn't necessarily. Other than that one line, it doesn't necessarily mean that they had an explicit affair.
Well, okay, there's more than that one line. There's when he's talking, like, I took that they had an affair. She had some kind of relationship with him. That's what I got out of it. Later on, when he's down talking to her, he's saying, like, oh, there's lots of corn-pone country pussy to go around in Washington, not just you. So I don't, like, to me, it like, in the way
but again, that still only suggests that he's been after her and never managed to get in her pants.
I don't know. Why would she tell him to go back to someone's wife? You have to be with someone.
Because it's like she's pointing out to him, hey, you know what? You got a wife back home. Get your ass to her and stop trying to get in my pants. That's all it says to me. It's just I just see it as she had the sense to tell him to go and.
Okay, what do you guys think on this one? Because
I always envisioned Clarice as kind of asexual in Silence of the Lambs. I didn't really.
Yeah,
if he told me she was a lesbian in Silence of the Lambs, I'd be like, it kind of fits. In this film, she's a bit more effeminate. Less of the character that was established in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't think that aspect needed to be in the script.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of meat to chew on with Gary Oldman's character and Hannibal. So it's not really something that needed to be in there. And to be honest, it's something I completely forget about every time I watch the movie.
Indeed.
It's really, again, it's about that heavy-handedness. It's like when they try so hard to make her out to be this moral compass, then the character of the Ray Liotta guy, he's like, they do everything in their power to make him the ultimate tosser. And it's like you don't actually have to go that far. And in fact, given where he ends up in the film, it would have been better had they not gone that far, so that we actually do feel some level of sympathy for him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I always thought that last sequence with the brain cooking and that's probably my least favorite part of the movie. Like, and the last scene in a movie should not be your least favorite part, but I almost checked out at that part. Like, what's going on here? Oh, okay, he's cooking his brain. All right, he's feeding it to him.
It's a sick idea, but the way it's presented, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
It shouldn't be funny.
I remember people in the theater laughing during that scene. Yeah.
Well, the dialogue that Leota has kind of is humorous. The moment is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This guy who's probably in 1,000 movies.
Side character extraordinaire.
He's that guy in that thing.
That guy in that thing. Yeah, he's
in that thing.
Yep.
Zelko Ivanek. He started in the X-Files.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You almost get the idea that some of these character actors, they were born
What's
and then they were
Yalmo?
in TV shows. Like they breed them, Oh, look, we got another character actor.
We need another FBI agent guy.
Yeah, exactly.
A boss.
Yeah, that's the thing too. These guys, they go from, and they said that in the documentary, at least the one I watched about the women, and they constantly play the same part: mother, lawyer, mother, lawyer, mother, lawyer.
The gal in that thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. It was like, yeah, they kind of played the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. That was interesting.
It was.
I mean, not to sidetrack here, but especially what the one woman was saying about the love scene that she was shooting
for
with the
Highlander?
guy, and it got a little bit too,
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Wait, it got too what? She was doing what?
He crossed the line. Let's just say that. He really crossed the line, and she kind of had to deal with it because she didn't want to get fired.
Mm.
But you could tell it was something that still, really sets with her, as it should. So if anything, it gives you an idea of what it's like in Hollywood to be, a character actor, and you could work in the game for 20, 30 years and still be treated like cattle,
Do you guys think there's any reason to make Gary Oldman's character so visibly jarring?
Well, I think they're trying to, show you that what Hannibal is capable of, without feeling anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also the exchange between, it's like a lot of things with this movie. I feel like a lot of things are done because they need to force certain elements out of the narrative, and one of them is this idea that Clarice can look him in the face and not even be fazed, and then he brings up the whole thing about Jesus, and like as he points out at the end of this conversation, that makes her kind of take pause. And it's like so it's things like that, I guess, that put them in there for that reason, but also because I guess they want to play up the horror element. This is even. The Silence of the Lambs is a drama, I'd say, more than anything else. More of a thriller. Whereas this, I think they are making a genuinely concerted effort to turn Hannibal into a slasher franchise. And we see that later when he kills the detective.
Yeah.
And the couple of people that, one of the people that is there to try and capture Hannibal, and it's like he even comes out with like a quippy line of dialogue, and it's almost like, what, we realize that from Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter is the star. He's our horror icon, if you will, that we can mine for this franchise, and they are literally trying to turn him into a slasher figure.
Yeah, you root for him like you would Jason.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Get him, Hannibal.
I mean, even down to the point where they literally come out. I mean, like in Silence of the Lambs, that there was always that fear that actually anybody could be a target. This guy was so psychotic. He was playing everybody. Whereas in this film, you kind of get the sense that actually, I mean, well, you're flat out told by Barney that if you're just polite enough to him, he'll leave you alone. And it's like, so again, they're trying to deliberately make you identify with Hannibal as almost a heroic figure rather than the villain of the piece.
It depends. If you're in his way, he'll still kill you, no problem. Like, I don't care how polite that cop was, he was going to kill him.
The scene's just so...
but they really vilify that cop. That cop he's not given a good...
no.
There's this whole thing about avarice. And
they even made him Charles Napier.
But it's like, you know, there's this his story, that cop's story is in contrast in this film with Clarice Starling, because he's the one who's avarice. He comes from a family that is known and was executed because of their avarice, and he himself is only tracking Hannibal down, trying to hand him over because of greed, because he wants the money for it, rather than going to the proper authorities and capturing him as a cop should. And then we get that little story as well about how he was taken off a particular case because he may have done something morally dubious. He's set up to be not a particularly good character. It's only because of the performance of the actor playing him that you actually do think, actually, he's, you know, I feel a bit of sympathy for him. But he's in no way portrayed to be anyone that we should root for in any real sense of the word.
Yeah.
Not from a screenplay standpoint, anyway.
Luke from Razor Wire Review says, looking sharp, Peter. Happy birthday, Luke.
Well, thank you, Luke, and happy birthday, bud.
And
hey, happy birthday, Luke.
Congratulations on getting your channel back, sir.
And sorry about the Brexit.
Don't apologize. I'm happy with the result.
Oh, you wanted to leave. Wow, we have to talk about that later. We have to talk about that later.
I think it's everything about the scene that we just watched was pretty brutal, whether it be the guy's face and then the actual showing of the dog eating the...
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
It's a lot. It's a lot not even halfway through the movie yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it is. It's a little bit like that. Like, there are key moments in this film that are just like that in the brain scene and the pig scene.
Spoiler.
Or, you know, well, they should have watched it by now, and if not, you know, be like Dennis and just listen to us talk anyways. You know, it's like...
You've come to the wrong commentary.
I would like to point out, I was right. If you look at the tape she just put in, it says Baltimore Forensic Hospital. And that's where he bites the eye out of the nurse.
Okay.
So where he was is not a prison, it's a hospital.
Oh.
Would you like a
That's
cookie?
a great scene,
I would like a cookie, because I said that last time, and clearly I was right. I will say, clearly, I think I'm wrong about the relationship that Clarice Starling had with Ray Liotta's character. Well, while you guys were talking, I went and looked, and nobody in Wikipedia and all that, it doesnn't seem to be the case. So I misread that. So sorry, Brian, you're completely right on that one.
So give and take.
I will say when I'm wrong on that. Like, I don't know, just the way she's like, I told you to go back to your wife, and the way he looks at her, I thought, okay, they maybe had a small affair, but
you all right?
Nowhere else seems to think that, so I'm just going to say I was wrong on that.
Peter's wrong.
Yeah.
No worries. You all right?
That scene with Hannibal when he lunges at the orderly.
Yeah.
That's a really good scene, I think, to show you how vicious Hannibal can be.
Yeah.
I remember, again, you know, hearkening back to when I saw it in the theater, I remember the whole theater jumped at that scene. It was pretty effective.
It shows the difference, though, between, like, again, we talked last time about the fact that, like, would you want that guy as your doctor? But in this, he seems so freaking civilized, right? Like,
yeah.
Whereas in like, he's in prison, and the second he gets a chance to bite a nurse's eye out, he's going to take it.
Yeah.
But he's had 10 years living out in the open, and he hasn't killed anyone that we know of, especially like that.
I'm a
Yeah,
big
it's almost
fan
like
of
he
the
didn't want to. Like he's just, he wants to change and just adjust to normal life until Clarice comes back into the picture.
I'm a big fan of the word hearkening.
Me too. I like hearkening.
Hearkening's a good word.
And gargantuan.
Do you guys think like and layers? There are some gargantuan layers in this film that harken back.
I want that on my tombstone.
That harken back to
Gargantuan layers.
Harken back to some gargantuan layers.
Yeah. Oh man.
He signed a copy of The Joy of Cooking for $16,000. Did I read that right?
Yep. Yeah. You read that right. It's yeah.
Yeah, that's all. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, it's like so what she's saying is there's a big market for people who want souvenirs from Lecter. So an autograph is something like
this is a thing as well because
in real life, yeah.
There's the famous guy in our prison system, Charles Bronson. That's not his actual
Charlie
name.
Bronson. Yes.
Yeah, he changed his name to Charles Bronson. But he's a psycho. But there's people who've literally paid for things that he's owned, and just that kind of celebrity culture within the prison. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Have you seen the film Bronson, Brian?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
A guy who's been in prison most of his life because he stole like one little thing, and it's just because he's so violent they'll never let him out.
I remember seeing a documentary about him, and he threw an industrial-sized fridge freezer up a flight of stairs at the prison guards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a violent guy. He's a guy that just doesn't care.
No.
Yeah.
Barney's such a gentle soul.
Yeah.
With the
He
bird.
is. It's like with the bird. He lets the pigeon. He lets the pigeon mourn the other pigeon, and then he's like, "Okay, that's enough."
I was wondering in the opening credits when we were seeing all them pigeons, I was like, what the hell have these pigeons got to do with Hannibal Lecter?
Silence of the pigeons?
They better call back to this. Yeah. It's just like, they better call back to this at some point in the film.
Then you find
random pigeons.
Clarice, they've stopped screaming. Now tell me about the pigeons. Did the pigeons... Silence of the pigeons. No cooing for you.
Ridley Scott is one of those directors, though, that he can put out Alien, and then he can put out something that's completely, in quality-wise, the opposite of Alien, which is weird.
Yeah.
He does
that sometimes.
A stretchy, boring one every 5 years or so, too.
He tried like a romantic comedy one time with Russell Crowe. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. It's
Ridley Scott romantic comedy. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
I might
not
just
good.
have to see that.
No,
it's not a good film.
It came out shortly after Gladiator, though, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, has anyone else seen?
Damn it, Peter.
Sorry, go ahead. Go. No, go ahead.
I said, could it possibly be titled Gladiator as well?
Gladiator 2. This time, it's lovey-dovey.
I just watched Gladiator again last week. The extended edition.
Frick.
Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
No, it's not. Oh, I don't know if it's the same guy. There's a movie called The Secret in Their Eyes, which I think has that cop in it. But I could be wrong. I was just wondering if anyone else had seen it. Not the American version itself.
Yeah.
It's Argentinian.
You talking about the cop that's on screen now?
Yeah, the one with sunglasses.
Looks like he's up to no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
Isn't
gets.
He's not the guy who's in Casino Royale, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. That's it.
He's a good
I think
actor.
I'm the only guy on the planet that's never been a big Bond fan.
Nah, there's other ones. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know some people.
A Good Year. That's the film.
That's it. Yeah, a good year.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like a winery one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for it.
It's just not the tone that
It's
Ridley
not
Scott
Sideways.
is comfortable with. No, it's not. it's a bad year.
So, do we think? Do you guys think generally that Hannibal, after, like, we're assuming he killed that doctor that was terrible to him in the last film, right? Like, since then, since he's gotten to Rome, like, I generally get the opinion that he is calmed down and he's just trying, basically, to fit in and not draw attention to himself, pretty much, other than when he sends a thing to Clarice.
Right.
Like, I don't think he's been killing people for fun. Like, I think he's basically just been living his life.
Yeah, and then you got this cop that's, on his tail, and I think that's why he starts, becoming Hannibal again.
Yeah.
Because he's in danger of being caught.
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing is really played out like some kind of twisted love story, isn't it? They're trying to go for a love story between Hannibal and
Clarice, yes.
Which I didn't see in the first movie at all.
No.
Like,
I
saw
did, though. I got
No,
vibes of that in the first one.
I saw a mutual respect.
Yeah.
There was a respect. There was a relationship.
Yeah.
If anything, I
respect
saw
to the intellect.
a mentoring kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
like, listen, you're someone I can although, like, you're a cop and stuff, I can take you under my wing. I can give you some knowledge. I can impart knowledge to you. And I see promise in you. That's what I saw. I didn't see I want a relationship with you in any way.
Yeah.
I like that way. Like, you know what I mean?
They took it too far in this one, I think.
I mean, there is a reference
was kind of
in Silence
straddling
of the
that
Lambs.
line, and then this one, it jumps over the line a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I just didn't
There is a
see
reference in Silence of the Lambs about Hannibal having not seen a woman in so many years, and that's one of the reasons they send Clarice.
Yeah, to try and
so it's not out of the realm to think that actually maybe he does have an attraction to her, but certainly she didn't to him. I didn't feel not anything beyond an intellectual attraction.
No, I think, like, even with that, right? Like, let's be honest. If you were trying to get a rise out of Hannibal Lecter, and then you're going to send a woman to him, like, Jodie Foster is not ugly by any stretch, but she's not really super attractive either. Like, you would send maybe the more leggier, bustier FBI
Michelle
agent.
Pfeiffer version. Yeah.
Like, you'd send someone else that was more sexualized. That, like we all said, she kind of looked very. In the first movie, she was kind of very asexual, and, like, where you couldn't get a vibe from her that she wanted a relationship with men or female or women. So, if the goal was to kind of get a thing out of him because she's a woman, it's like you're not sending the most attractive, and she's not dressed in a very
Provocative.
Provocative. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
In way at all, right? So it's like I think he's taken aback that she's a woman a little bit, like, it threw him off guard, but he's more interested in her mind than he is her body in any way.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think in this one it's kind of twisted it where it's like I didn't see that at all in the first one.
Good. We have a leader.
Yep. Leader Cola.
Leader Cola? I don't know what that is. So you guys know we're figuring out what questions to ask you for the Hannibal Lecter collection.
Yes.
Have you guys been counting? Because I haven't mentioned my daughters once past the first time. So, and that doesn't count, and this one doesn't count. So
but you referencing them being
nope, it doesn't count.
Reference.
No, it has to be an actual reference.
Have you been up to where Clarice has put Hannibal on the 10 most wanted list yet?
Yes. That's where I'm at right now.
Literally, elevated, prestigious 10. Yep.
Excellent.
And now there's piano.
Yeah, again, he talks about being coming out of retirement. So, like, I literally think he's been, like, once he killed that doctor, he's basically been trying just to go under the radar since the first one.
I just want to say that it's 6:53 where I am. It's still quite light out.
Then they're doing firecrackers.
And the festivities have begun already for the 4th of July.
That scared me.
These idiots are idiots.
Brian, I have that Batman that's on your pillow behind you on my shirt.
I've been meaning to say this whole episode, I love that T-shirt. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I got a tattoo of Batman. So you guys
Hey guys, I've watched Batman before.
Oh, cool. So you win.
I got a cousin who lives in Tennessee.
He swore he saw Batman one time.
He's got a bat.
Yeah.
Man. Man.
Yeah, I picked up 2 shirts today. This one and a Batman v Superman shirt.
Has anybody seen the extended edition yet?
No, I'm waiting for the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Not all of us were able to just get it like you on digital.
Did you see it, CP?
Yeah, I did. It's considerably better.
Oh, I can't wait. It's my favorite movie of the year, so it's just going to be icing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Icing.
Either that or you're going to hate it.
Yeah, like, what do they do to it?
Don't say that, Peter.
That's a good question, Brian.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I don't know if I can answer the question, though, because that was too terrifying to,
Mm-hmm. That was definitely a good question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about?
Correct me. Did they re-record the stuff with her voice? With Julianne Moore's voice?
Oh.
Some of it is new for this, and then some of the dialogue is dialogue that was spoken in Silence of the Lambs.
In Silence of the Lambs, and they've.
And I think they dubbed in Ewan McGregor's voice in there too.
Ewan McGregor. Ray?
Yeah. We are the only people that laugh at our jokes, by the way. Like if I said that to three people outside of this, they would look at me like I'm, an idiot.
I like that.
Isn't wrong, but yeah.
On screen, we currently have the guy who rings the bell from Breaking Bad. The ding, 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 ding.
Which guy? The Indian-looking guy or the old guy?
The Indian guy's from Office Space.
With the gray.
The guy who's sniffing the note.
Yeah.
He's a mob boss in something,
isn't
he? What's he a mob boss in?
He's the guy who rings the bell in Breaking Bad.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I've seen some of Breaking Bad. He's a mob boss in something.
Is it Sopranos? Has he been in Sopranos?
No. That's a movie.
When all else fails.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I love that scene where he gets the cops to go to the because he wants to make some kind of confession to the cops, and he makes them spell out. So great.
I'm not wasting my F on that one yet.
Yeah.
I love how he's like, I'm recording, and he's just like, forget you're recording. I'm just gonna. It's like, you jerk. You couldn't just let him record it.
What a show.
What is this? Security camera from a perfume shop.
Yeah.
I want to know a perfume shop that needs security cameras.
Well, in Rome.
When in Rome.
The theft of perfume happens all the time. It's a big deal.
Perfume theft needs to end.
It's expensive stuff, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this in particular is a handmade. They're all handmade technically, but it's like a. Shut up.
Hannibal isn't going to be shopping at some thrift store perfume.
No,
channel.
it's a designer perfume. It's mixed of different things just so that he could have it done at that store. I don't know if this guy could be a little more obvious though that he's watching him. He's sitting there. I'm not looking at you. Ah!
It's got a bit of a talented Mr. Ripley vibe about it, this scene.
Yeah.
Or Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Alfred raising his glass. when movies combine.
Who did it first?
Yes.
There's a few actors in Dark Knight Rises that kind of bounce from TV show to movie, and you'll see like 3 of them in the same program.
You mean at the same
Kinda
time?
weird. Yeah. There's a couple. I just watched something the other day, and I was like, oh, there's somebody from Dark Knight Rises. Oh, there's somebody from Dark Knight Rises. And there was like 3 people from Dark Knight
Like the
Rises.
same casting agent or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Old school internet.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Dial up.
Windows 98.
Let me open my
How
Netscape.
crap is the FBI website?
Yeah.
It's always funny to look at computer technology, in the 90s.
It always
because
always
it was
dates
always
them.
supposed to be ahead of our time, and
Yeah,
now
if you watch the
it's so
net,
far behind.
if you
Yeah.
watch the net, it was so ahead of, like it was super ahead of time.
the net.
You
Yeah.
watch it now, it's just like, ugh.
Watch Hackers. That's
She was on the beach and she was doing work or something on the. Who wants to do that?
Have I missed something as well? Because it's like at one point Hannibal points out that he's now on the
10 most
FBI's
wanted
top 10. Yet when this guy is trying to look at it, he has to log in to be able to look at it.
Yeah.
Right, so how has Hannibal been able to see it? Yet he's got to go through.
It is weird. You'd think the FBI's 10 most wanted list would be one of the first things they pop on their website that anyone could look at.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you what's funny.
Yeah.
This was made in February of. This was released in February of 01, and Bin Laden's on there. They show Bin Laden in there.
Yeah, Bin Laden. You see Bin
Yeah.
Laden. Yeah.
Ridley Scott was trying to tell us.
That's crazy. Good catch, CP.
Yep. Thank you.
I wonder if the movie Hannibal had something to do with 9/11.
Retaliation.
Ridley Scott did it.
I did not just say that.
For anybody watching, I'd just like to distance myself from that comment.
Yeah. Stepping away from the camera.
The veteran said that, man.
Yeah. Wow.
It's all right, Lee. We won't tell him.
That's
$3
okay.
million reward. Or in lira, that's like what, $10?
Yeah.
10 lira or $3 million.
10 Canadian dollars.
Yes.
No, Canadian's like a billion.
Billion.
I
Can't buy
feel
anything
like
in that country.
That's
I
some
feel like a lot of this stuff with this cop really gets dragged out, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It weights the movie down.
yeah,
There's no layers to it.
and it's like the stuff between Clarice Starling and Paul Krenzler.
Yeah.
If they didn't have this kind of tete-a-tete thing between them two,
Yeah.
we'd literally have no reason to go back to Clarice. So it's like she's practically missing for a good third of the movie.
Yeah. Again, another reason why I think you probably should have just done the movie without her as a character.
I don't think Clarice would put her feet on a desk.
Good point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being serious. I don't think
No, it's
It is
a
a
good
little-
point.
she wouldn't show leg.
The character we saw from the first movie wouldn't,
Yeah. She
No.
wouldn't do that.
be doing that.
That could be the studio saying shit, though, too.
Yeah.
Hey, is it possible that maybe we could have a little sex appeal in this movie,
Yeah.
please?
Julianne Moore has nice legs. Let's put those
Studios
up.
wouldn't do that.
The first time we had some chubby girl, and we couldn't even do anything about that, and now,
Yeah.
well, now I know
got
Julianne
Julianne
Moore likes
Moore.
to show her body off, so
Yeah.
please exploit that.
Is there any way we can see her boobs? You know, come on, just let us.
What is this, Friday the 13th?
You know.
There's,
Schizoid?
just another reference in here which pops up in the series, Hannibal. She talks about Benjamin Raspel and how Hannibal killed him just to take
Yeah.
a bad musician out of an orchestra.
You see that in
They-
Red Dragon.
Yeah, and you see it in the TV series Hannibal as well. So
Mhm.
it's all there from the books.
Yeah. It's interesting how he goes, I always thought he was a queer. It's just like,
Mm.
wow. Wow. It's like, well, because he's into artsy fartsy stuff, so he must be a queer. It's like, wow. I don't know where to start with that sentence right there.
It's just, again, it's literally, what can we do? Like, every line of dialogue from this guy's mouth has got to paint him out to be a complete douchebag.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if he's douchey enough. Let's have him say queer.
It's just really heavy-handed, and it's like, again, it's the positioning you so that you are rooting for Hannibal to kill him. And I'd actually rather this guy had some redeeming qualities so that you're on the fence when Hannibal kills him.
Mm-hmm. You don't actually see Hannibal kill him, though. Is he dead at the end of the thing, or is he left alive?
He ain't coming back.
Well, no,
he's
here's the thing, right? Would it be worse to have left him alive because that's his life now? Like in Hannibal's
just
mind,
some vegetable
he's some guy who like literally doesn't know what's going on most of the time, and half his brain's missing because
going to put the top of his head back on and stick him in some mental home somewhere for the rest of his life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't that be a worse punishment than just killing him for Hannibal? So.
Nice little tense exchange between Julianne Moore and Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Sexual tension.
I like how she's doodling the Italian guy, and the Italian guy's doodling her at the same time.
There's nudity.
It's like he's doodling her naked, and she's doodling him with. It's just like he's got a mustache and like.
What kind of guy is this, man? CP, did you get that?
Oh.
Look, payphones.
Oh wow. It says DVD. Is that?
But yeah, it said that for me too, but it's not. It's a Blu-ray. That's the only. There isn't a DVD available.
Okay.
It lies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great? I mean, it's worth it. $13.
Yeah, it's
Barbie bitten.
Mm-hmm.
So. Us old school guys will know what Barbie bitten means. Hugh Hefner was married to her.
To Barbie Benton?
Yeah. Yep. But she's not in Hannibal.
That's truly dynamite dropping.
How's that for a segue? Oh man!
I just want to thank you, Brian, for giving me the longest of the series here.
Dude, did you want to trade with me there?
No, can we do it now?
Yeah, this movie shows the cop too long.
It does.
Yeah.
His storyline takes way too long.
I remember watching this in the theater, and I was just like, can we just get through this guy's freaking story?
And that's what brings me to my kind of like what I was saying to CP earlier. Me and CP were talking about the movie, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just really boring. It's like and now maybe it's because like you could say, well, it's the second time you're watching it, so you know what's coming. But
yeah.
I've watched lots of movies that I've watched like lots of times. Like I've watched Jaws, I don't know how many times yet. I'm never bored.
Yeah, never.
It's like,
never.
But this, I've watched it once, and I watched it the second time, and I was bored for most of it.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't get a lot. The first time I watched this in cinemas, I didn't get a lot of what was going on with this character because it is so dull.
Yeah.
I zoned out, and then like when you kind of zone back in, you're like, oh, actually,
you don't care about it at all.
Why is he doing that? What are they saying? And it's like literally like, watching it last night when I was doing the prep for it. I got it. It was like I understood what was going on, but it's just like I just think we don't need all this.
It's dull. It's literally just me and Steve were talking. I'm just like it's really boring.
There's got to be a faster way to get to the point they want to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the charisma of a mile of taffy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although
2 miles.
Taffy's tasty though.
It is.
Yeah, you ever
I mean,
try
like,
to shoot it?
Like even like, here's the thing. Also, Hannibal Lecter has like what we said, like 16 minutes of screen time in Silence of the Lambs. For most of the time he's on screen, even though he's behind glass, you're just like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? I don't know. He's like, in this one, you're like, he's out in public and he's boring. You're never worried. Like, there's never a time that it's just like, oh, what is he gonna do? I'm not sure. He's Hannibal the Cannibal. No, it's like, it's just he's overly boring as a character. Even when he's like doing stuff on the phone with Clarice and all that kind of stuff, I'm not entertained by the chicken.
You're like, is he going to order Chinese? What is he going to do?
Literally, it's just...
Is he calling a cab?
Yeah. Is he doing his taxes?
It's just overall. I'm just... There was so much tension with his character in Silence of the Lambs, and there's so little tension.
But I feel that's what they're trying to do here, though, but failing. Like this scene between him and the cop now, I feel like they're trying to make you feel like tension, that he could do anything at any moment to this cop. And it's like, but it's not there. I don't feel that tension. And I just think this is where the cop should just get killed now, to be honest, and then just move it along a bit faster, get rid of this junk.
Yeah, it's this whole
then
boring.
And then we have to go to the opera as well, and it's like
I know.
About it now, and I'm thinking,
and the only good thing about the
opera.
The only good thing about the opera is his wife.
I don't like the line though. I hate that line when a couple walk by and the woman says, "Oh, we should get something to eat." And then Hannibal just kind of says to himself, not a bad idea, or something like that. It's like they're literally doing nod.
Wink,
the camera.
Did you see that, everyone? I'm in Hannibal, and I'm a cannibal.
That's something David Caruso would say.
And then the Who intro.
Literally, it would have been better if they'd said, "We should get something to eat," and he just looked straight into the camera and was like,
"Yeah, I am going to get something to eat."
Not even said anything, just looked it straight at and just.
And then he
winked his eye.
I really mean I'm going to kill her.
He walks off, steps out of camera, steps back and going, "I'm going to kill her."
just so you know,
I'm going to kill her.
But and then again, 10 or 15 minutes later, well, about 5 minutes later or whatever, we get that other awful line where it's like, "I'm giving serious thought to eating your wife," and it's just like, oh man.
They just.
It's literally Freddy. It's what they did with Freddy in The Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like in the first film,
he might as well have had a glove. You know?
I remember one of the things I remember about you were reviewing this movie when I first watched it was like he mentioned that line and said, "And if you've seen Patsy's wife, that at mine could have multiple meanings."
I think it's meant to. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally meant to. It's just like, it's like, she's attractive. That's like, good for Patsy. But yeah.
What was with the weird lighting on Hannibal a couple of seconds ago? Where he had the.
Ridley Scott likes to do that though, he'll have like 18 different things on his palette, and he'll be like, "Okay, I'll do this."
What Hannibal
I'll do this. It doesn't have to be this type of movie. It could be this type of movie too.
Yeah. I love what Hannibal just said. He goes, "Okie dokie, let's take these, just drag these down." And he goes, "There must be as heavy as bodies." It's like, come on. It's like, wink,
really heavy-handed.
Wink, wink. I'm gonna kill him. Wink. Yeah.
Man alive. It really does make me think of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, because the first film on that was so like, when you saw it for the first time.
Freddy had 2 lines in the whole movie.
Yeah, and then when he became the star, so to speak, the slasher horror icon.
Your big break in TV.
Yeah, it's just that's literally what they're doing here.
Yeah, they're doing that.
With this film, they are trying to turn Hannibal into this horror icon in the vein of a slasher.
Watch me kill this cop.
Yeah.
Literally.
Is that cop still on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
It's like, I'm surprised he didn't go up to him and say, "Nice to eat you."
Yes. I mean, meet you. I mean, nice to meet your meat. I mean, nice to.
Good thing he's not Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, my life.
I love how Patsy here gets the guy killed and just like ignores it and like lets him.
Well, not only that, but Patsy kills him. Because the guy is trying to keep his hand.
Yeah, and he literally.
Like, he makes him bleed out.
Yeah.
Thank God that water was right next to him, huh?
I know.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Well,
You can almost
Scott
see
does
him.
love his smoke, doesn't he?
You can almost see him like going to work every day and asking Ridley, "Okay, are we gonna kill the cop today?"
Yeah, we killed cop. I love this. That he's.
And Ridley's like,
Hannibal.
"No."
Please let it be today.
I love that he's in front of Hannibal, and then he lets him walk by, and then he plays like 3 minutes catching up. It's like, dude, he was right there. Your job is to pickpocket people normally. You don't follow a guy for half a block before you do it. Just you could have turned around and
I like that suddenly it's in old school London with all the smoke now.
Yeah.
That one scene that just happened where Hannibal's trench coat just blew up with the wind, that pretty much told you what type of movie this was going to be.
I'm Batman.
A Jack
He's Batman.
I'm eat him and kill him.
That wouldn't happen in Silence of the Lambs.
No, it's
No way.
and they look right at each other. I love that. It's like, I'm gonna kill you. Yep, I'm gonna try and pickpocket you.
I'm going to kill you before I kill the cop that everybody wants to die.
Wants to die. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just this whole scene is just like painful.
They could do a drinking game, like every time the camera cuts before the cop dies, you got to drink. As soon as it shows him on camera. Okay, we begin. And then everybody's completely shit-faced by the time he's dead.
Oh, is this black guy in on it too? What was that?
Yeah, I know. You see, like, it zooms
that
in
guy
on the black
doing?
guy, and you're like, "What was that? Why did you zoom in on him? I don't understand."
This is a fun movie to do a commentary on, though.
Again, okay, he just did what he could have done 2 blocks ago.
Yeah.
He's in front of him. He turned around and he,
Just shanked him.
He's gutted.
he gets shanked right in the crotch.
He's like, hey, I didn't get him, but I'm really hungry right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I could go for a foot long.
Hey, did you see my stomach?
Is he bleeding out yet, guys?
Yeah, he's bleeding out now. He just got the bracelet from him.
He tried to hit him in the balls.
He tried to hit me in the balls, but he missed. He got my whole stomach instead with that knife.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Let me help you. Let me just take that hand off of there and
Except
bleed
he got
out.
in that spot where I piss blood. Oh, stop.
You
Yeah.
might want to get that checked out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to have to explain to anyone why you were trying to pickpocket the serial killer that I'm trying to secretly catch so that I can get $3 million. Yeah, it's just easier if I kill you.
Buddy, I don't think he missed.
Have you seen what he's washing his hands in?
In a pig, yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
There's some foreshadowing.
Sure, shadowing.
Little foreshadowing right there. Or shadow forwarding or whatever. I don't care.
It's really heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It is. It's yeah. The more you say it, the more I agree with you. Say heavy-handed 3 more times, because I swear I'll just like, yep.
I'll throw peanuts at the screen.
It just keeps on happening, and it's like, yep, heavy-handed.
David Gerlach says Julianne Moore, Jodie Foster, Gary Oldman. I'm assuming that's the BM.
Yeah, we're not doing that right now.
David, stop it.
I'm wondering if he means Gary Oldman from
enough
this
trouble
movie.
with my wife as it is.
Yeah.
Because if it's Gary Oldman from this movie, then it's a hard decision.
Well, marry him, then kill him, because
Sex appeal.
Oh, you.
Bounce.
Gary Oldman like that with Julianne Moore in the famous scene from Boogie Nights.
yeah.
Oh. Anyway, Hannibal is.
I can go
back
into
to- Back to Hannibal.
The answer is Gary Oldman, Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Well, he's taking forever to get there with his damn cart.
Yeah.
I mean,
when I first saw this scene with the pigs,
Uh-huh.
so it's just he puts the tape machine on and it's got the people screaming on it. Mm-hmm. And at first, when I thought it was them, like trying to pull the wool over Gary Oldman's character's eyes.
Yeah, at first I thought that too, but then I realized what they were doing.
Yeah. I thought, like, are they trying to make him think that they've got someone in there and they're killing him? And then it's only later on when they do it again that I realise, oh, that's what they do to get the pigs fired up.
Yeah, they've trained them that when they hear screaming, they're going to eat whatever. Yeah.
So this really is lit like a Bond movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of is. And like Gary Oldman could be a Bond villain.
I think it's just that European...
He needs a cat if he's going to be a Bond villain. Come on.
Yeah,
he's in a wheelchair. He needs a hairless cat.
Yeah.
And then he's a Bond villain.
Really? Oh, that's Ace Ventura. My bad.
Yeah.
Quinto Ocha.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what this movie needs. Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura, detective.
Luke from Razor Wire asks if Gary Oldman is in this. It's been too long since you've seen this. You don't really see Gary Oldman as Gary Oldman in this, Luke.
You only do for the flashback where he's cutting his hair.
Right.
He's in a wheelchair.
The makeup is... I'm dying to know how they got it on his eyes and like how...
Yeah. What I'm thinking is the one is a whole prosthetic. Like I'm thinking his eye is shut and they've put a whole prosthetic over it.
And what, the other one's just...
The other one...
See out of?
No, I'm talking about the big one is the prosthetic. The other one...
Because they're both kind of like always open looking.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming the one is a prosthetic completely and the other one is not.
Impressive makeup.
It is. The lips and stuff are really impressive to me. Like the way it is very impressive makeup. Because again, when I saw this, I don't think I realized it was Gary Oldman.
Right.
When I was younger, it's like I had no clue. And it wasn't until like I watched it this time I was like, Gary Oldman.
Hey, look, the cop is still on screen.
Yeah. Why can't we just see his wife all the time?
Please die.
Yeah, much better movie. Yeah.
You realize an hour and 30 minutes. Or
you know, it'd be great if, like, after this movie ended, the next movie you put in, the cop shows up. I'm still not dead.
It's just like
if his wife. What?
Sorry,
Brian?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was just gonna say we're literally just past the hour mark.
Yeah.
And we're still on this.
Still
it's
on
like,
the cop.
Still.
When they release the news that, hey, you know what, you're getting a sequel to Silence of the Lambs. Hey, we've cast Clarice Starr. Julianne Moore as Clarice. You expect a film about Clarice and Hannibal. We've had literally half of this film is about this douchebag cop that no one cares about.
The movie should be called Douchebag Cop, not Hannibal.
Yeah. It should be called Douchebag Cop.
Hannibal versus the douchebag cop.
Yeah.
With the hot wife. Like, that's literally what it should have been called.
Like,
because
they literally just, like, eke out a couple of Clarice scenes just to remind you that, hey, she is actually in this movie at some point.
And then they make her jog later just to give you that refresher from the first freaking movie.
The problem is it's not like real Clarice neither. It's like...
No, again, it's like, not that Julianne Moore couldn't play Clarice. It's literally they've done a bad job scripting Clarice. It doesn't look like... It's not Clarice as a character.
Plus, with the cop, never has a character been on screen so long, and then you completely forget about that character as soon as the credits roll.
Yeah.
Every time he pops up on screen when I rewatch this movie, I'm like, oh, I forget he's in this.
If Hannibal just would have killed him when he was there for the bags, we would have missed the opera scene. Darn it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like it's his film. Like,
I know.
At this point, it's like he's the main protagonist.
He might have been in Die Hard 5.
Yeah, it's just, again, other than his wife being attractive, there's literally no reason I want to see him for anything. It's like, he's just boring, and this storyline is going on way too long in a film that's supposed to be about somebody else. Exactly. Brian just said my sentiments exactly. He yawned.
The sixth actor listed. the cast.
It should be top bill. The amount
should
of times
It should be his name, then Hannibal, then Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, on
How
the
much
cast
screen-
list.
Like, seriously, how much screen time does he have compared to, like, everybody else? He might actually have more screen time than everybody else in this movie.
He's closer to Zeljko. What the hell is that guy's name?
Zelko Ivan.
Yeah, he's too close to him, where he should be closer to Anthony Hopkins, but he's closer to Ivanek.
Yeah.
I bet when he got this role, the amount of script pages he had, he thought, this is it. I've hit the big time.
Oh yeah, this is it. Yeah, I've hit the big time.
I'm the main
A-list.
character in a Hannibal.
And never mind the non-speaking times he's on screen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
just
Tom
sitting there
Cruise.
sipping coffee. Yeah.
There's 3 pages of me just walking.
Yeah.
Ugh,
There it is.
painful.
Why
Missed him
not?
again.
There's let's get something to eat. Why not? And he smiles to himself. It's just like, he totally should have looked at the camera. He might as well.
It's so should.
What if there was a Hannibal edit and it's just the Hannibal versus the cop, and it's just that segment of the movie? It would only be an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
It would be a movie, a full movie.
It'd be 25 minutes.
An hour and 25.
Yeah.
Never dug J.M. as Clarice in this, so it never really appealed to me much when it first came out. I bought it on VHS and never watched it more than once.
Douchebag cop cut.
Well, that makes it 6 of us.
Yeah.
It's just like
Boring.
when he gets killed. When he gets killed, you could literally end the movie there, and you would feel like you've seen a movie about a cop who gets in over his head, and that's it.
And you still have Clarice.
This guy will not go away.
Yeah, who's this girl?
I think at this point, Clarice wants the cop dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
He actually
no.
drops the videotapes in slow motion.
What? We gotta.
Yeah.
We,
If that's Hannibal, then why is the cop not dead? That's what she was
what's with
thinking.
that weird?
Here's some food stereotyping. It's an
They
Italian
took frames
eating
out. What was
pasta.
with that weird frame?
1992 called. They want their haircut back.
That and Candlebox's music video called, and they want their editing style back. What was that?
That first Candlebox
Oh.
album, though. Wow, great album.
Okay, so here's the thing.
The edit.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, she knows that he's accessing the computer from his house, so why doesn't she just start with that? Why doesn't she just say, hey, listen, I know you've been looking at tapes from Lecter from your house. Don't freaking do it. Then
What
she
if
goes
when
through this whole thing. It's
What
like,
if when the credits roll, Candlebox is Far Behind starts playing?
No, yeah.
Didn't mean to treat you all so bad. Douchebag cop.
That was.
we're
Make it a little bit better.
I feel bad for her watching. We're entertaining ourselves, but still.
This is great.
Oh, who's watching this with us? Like,
We're
really?
more entertaining than Hannibal. Let me just put it that way,
If
okay?
somebody's watching with us, they've fallen asleep. Patrick has yet to check back in with us. He's asleep.
Yeah, so he's probably asleep.
Yeah,
You sure you've never heard of him? No, I haven't. Because I'm confused.
Luke just says, "Sorry, I just woke up. I fell asleep watching this 15 years ago." Dear God.
15 years ago. That's
Can we
great.
possibly put Eraserhead on or something?
This scene seems to be like taking forever. Again, why didn't she just jump to the thing where she's
By
like,
this scene, do you
I
mean
know
the
what
whole
you-
movie?
I'm taking just this scene. I'm talking this scene is taking
How
forever.
pasty does
The rest of
Julianne Moore look?
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear
She's
the
been
fact
stuck in a
that
basement for
Black Cop is
freaking
immortal?
months.
That's her gingerosity.
Yes.
Did you
Now-
guys hear the fan theory that the douchebag cop is immortal?
Yes. Right here. Here's the thing. It bugs me. They leave the shot of him forgetting his gun. Right?
Yeah, he's an idiot too.
But he never had a chance to pull his gun. So it's not like he went and reach for it,
Yeah.
and
It's
it wasn't
not
there.
like they set it up as it doesn't. There's no payoff.
There's no payoff there. It's like he didn't need his gun because he never had a chance to use his gun. So them showing the gun didn't do a thing.
This is Ridley Scott we're talking about too. It's not like it's
Yeah, like because it's like later on he reaches for his gun and is not there, then Hannibal Lecter gets him. No, he never had a chance to use his gun.
There should be a scene where literally, if he'd have had his gun, he could have got the upper hand. He reaches for it, finds it's not there. Oh crap! I'm
but
done.
Instead, Hannibal just
don't.
he just gives him the thing that knocks him out, and it's like it's over.
Yeah.
I will say that thing that he's on, that freaking that the guy just took up the stairs with the 3 wheels. Man, I wish I had one of those because I used to do a lot of stuff where I had to lift things upstairs, and that would have been really handy. That's actually a really smart invention.
Did you bring your daughters with you when you did those things?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't actually. They didn't exist back then.
I'm pretty sure Hannibal's hair
that did not count.
constantly through this.
Hannibal's hair? Who? What?
Hannibal's hair changes throughout this film constantly.
Yeah, it goes slick back, then it gets like.
Oh yeah.
I
just came up with a new top 5 idea though. Like
Hannibal hairstyles?
Characters in film history, and douchebag cop would be number 1.
Characters who've been waiting to die until douchebag cop. Who lets his cell phone ring.
Top 5 moments when douchebag cop should have been murdered in Hannibal.
Jason Voorhees would have been killed 5 times over by now.
Dennis says you can't skip a scene because Bryan will get way out of sync. Ain't that well, actually, we could skip it and then.
We could skip it. We catch up to him.
Yeah.
If we skip the next scene, we'll catch up to it.
No, he'd catch up to us.
That's true. Yeah, one of the two.
I don't seem to have drifted that far away from you this time, lad.
Oh yeah.
You want to know why? Because even your DVD player thinks this movie's boring. This DVD player's like, oh my lord!
It's just because every scene is a douchebag cop walking around, so there's no way of telling that I'm actually on a different scene to you guys.
You're gonna be like, and the douchebag cop's dead. And we're like, we still have 5 minutes of him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he should have been in 3 scenes, and that's it. And that's it.
It's like, you would think this is the douchebag cop movie, because I swear, like, Clary, like, I was watching it last night, and I'm just like, when is he, and I even knew when it was going to happen, but I was like, it's taking forever to kill this guy.
Like, when he does die, it's like a Game of Thrones event, you know?
But then it's over really quickly, and it's just like...
Will he die this episode?
Yeah.
Of course not.
Today on Hannibal, will he die? Probably not. Douchebag cop goes to the
How
opera.
many Starks would be dead by this time?
Chicken.
Oh.
I'm not going to ask what store you got that at, CP.
Adult World?
You answered.
Adult World.
I got a supermarket.
Kroger?
I love how he just like Hannibal carries around knockout gas with him and all like knockout stuff all the time.
If you're Hannibal, of course you would.
Yeah, it's just like something he has routinely with him. Here, let me show you these photos. Let me stand behind you while this happens. Did you know he's a serial killer? Why would you let him near you?
Single guys carry condoms. Hannibal carries knockout agent.
It's like, why would you possibly let him near you at this point? You know exactly who he is.
Why would you turn your back on him?
The douchebag cop has been 10 feet away from Hannibal through the whole movie.
Yeah. It's like, but right now he knows exactly who, and he can even see freaking Hannibal coming up behind him.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
You can see the big shadow coming smaller. It's like, you know.
Pull your gun out! Pull your gun out! Oh wait, you've not got a gun.
Yeah, but at least that would make sense. He reaches for it and goes, "Aw, shit." But no, he never even reaches for his gun because he's a patsy.
Uh-oh.
At this point, nobody cares. That's the problem.
Oh, he says eating your wife.
I'm sorry. He comes with his hand. You're a cop. At least, like, be able to put your hands up to stop him. Like, I'm just gonna let him put the thing on my mouth. There's so much that bothers me with this film.
Yeah, from the front. It's not like he even gets him from behind.
Gets him from behind. He comes at him with it.
Front.
He was at least a foot away. He could have blocked it.
He could have thrown a punch in at least.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, no, he just stands there and this stuff gets knocked out.
What if he went through like 6 years of training for for moments like this, and it was an old guy that grabbed his head?
Yeah. It would have been a bit different if he came up behind him and put it from behind. But no, he literally he's a foot away and he puts it on his face.
Hannibal wasn't even fast with that.
No,
it wasn't like Jason Statham. He just went,
no.
I'm gonna grab your head now. Oh, brace yourself.
Brace yourself. I'm gonna knock you out and then tie you up and then cut your guts out and then throw you over the balcony.
Oh, you're grabbing my head now.
I want to see a Hannibal Lecter film in which Hannibal is played by Jason Statham. Can you imagine? Can you?
And Clarice Starling is played by Melissa McCarthy. Jason Statham is Hannibal.
Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo.
Come on, Hollywood! You're making remakes. Silence of the Lambs. Jason Statham is Hannibal. Melissa McCarthy is Clarice Starling.
Dennis says, Brian, next time pick a better franchise or you're banned from picking. I'll second that. Can we do Police Academy
what's
next
worse?
time, please?
What could have been worse, this or the Terminator franchise?
Listen, I was just going to say Police Academy has at least 4 movies.
Police Academy has 7 movies.
That's right. At least 4 is what I said, Peter.
Yeah.
Rocky. What else is there?
This one's got at least 3 good movies in it. I mean,
I'm sorry. Can you name the other 2? Because
I think Lee would agree with me that Manhunter is a good film in the franchise.
Yes.
Silence of the Lambs is a classic, and Red Dragon, admittedly, is.
But you can't have Red Dragon and Manhunter both be in the same thing. It's the same freaking movie.
You could have had us start with Manhunter and end with Red Dragon, and then have us do that quirky review thing for the doofy last one.
You're just bitter because you didn't get Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start with that. I'll also continue saying, why did I get the longest of all of them?
Again, you could have had Hannibal Rising, dude. I didn't hear you complain.
No, I am complaining.
Yeah, now. I didn't hear you say, hey, do you want to trade at any point?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Tonight's movie night film commentary. Douchebag cop in Venice. Is it Venice? No, it's Paris, isn't it?
No, it's Venice.
Is it Venice?
Yeah. They're in Venice.
American Ninja, RoboCop. There's not 4 RoboCops, is there?
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The remakes for RoboCops.
Oh, yeah, the remake.
Including the remake. They're American Ninja, that's 4 of them.
2 and 3 are so painful, though. Oh, that
RoboCop?
what?
2 and 3 what?
RoboCop.
I like RoboCop 2.
What's funny is RoboCop 2, man, the Blu-ray was like freaking $40 and up for the longest time, and I wanted it so bad. And then I got it, and I watched it, and I started crying.
I don't know. There's things that I know RoboCop 2 is not a great movie, but there are things in it I really like, especially Kane, step outside. You know that whole thing. Like, I love the big finale fight, but RoboCop 3 is just never should have been made.
Oh.
Do you know Frank Miller wrote RoboCop 3?
Yeah, he wrote 2 and 3 actually. He wrote 2 also.
Did he do? Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Do 2
And that's what actually caused him to not want to do any movies ever again.
Frank Miller?
Yeah, Frank Miller.
Wow.
After RoboCop 3 was like, don't even talk to me about movies. And it took.
And then he came and made The Spirit.
Yeah, no, that's after he made Sin City with Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez begged him.
So Frank Miller is similar to David Goyer.
Nah, he's a better scripter than that generally. No, they changed certain things about his script in 2 and 3.
Dennis, you're losing touch there with some of those picks. I wouldn't
What
pick,
is with this editing?
Yeah.
amongst other things.
Have you seen the bit yet where Hannibal slashes the guy's throat?
He's about to do it.
Just watch the editing on it when he does it. It's just like something out of an MTV music video.
Oh, no.
Well, when the guy fell, it was kind of
Yeah.
Ridley Scott does that sometimes.
Well, look at his eyebrows. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
bad editing right
And
there.
That was like the pigeons.
And then the frames,
Yeah.
the same shit with the frames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ridley Scott found a new trick and he just wanted to use it.
Again, though,
Yeah.
this guy has a gun, turns around, sees Lecter, has at least 3 seconds before Lecter does anything. Why is he not shooting? The minute there's saw Lecter, I'd be like, I'd be like, screw it. You know, it's like, I know I'm supposed to deliver him alive, but guess what? I don't want to die. So.
He's got the Grand Theft Auto walking around drunk cam.
Yeah.
The slash scene.
It's worth pointing out, I think, that when this film was made,
Hey, Clarice is in this.
Tennis is still going in the chat. He's listed like 20 fucking... Damn it! 20 franchises.
when this film was made, we were still kind of in the slasher phase that had been reignited by Scream.
Yeah.
So, like, this is clearly trying for that kind of vibe.
Mm.
I think when I reviewed Jurassic World, I gave it a Trapped on an Island. Boy, was I wrong.
Wait, which Trapped in an Island?
Trapped on Island is
My
his
highest
highest
rating.
score.
Your
That's
highest
my
score?
highest rating.
That's his highest rating
I would agree with you at that time.
at that time.
Yeah, at that time, everybody agreed with me. But it's dropped down to like 2 ratings.
Oh. That's
Maybe
is it purchase worthy or no?
Only if you're a Jurassic Park fan.
I had it 7 on my list last year.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Who's the guy following Clarice while they're running here?
None of your business.
The douchebag cop. He came back to life.
Because, like, we know it says Hannibal, like, later he says, I traveled halfway across the world to watch you run. So, clearly he was watching her. But...
Oh! He's
Gary
playing,
Oldman's in this.
He's
Yeah.
playing that game.
Yeah, Carolyn's playing the game.
That douchebag cop literally got like an hour's worth of
Oh
story
my
time.
God, crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it was about an hour and 15 minutes when he copped it, and it's just like,
Why
what
couldn't-
on earth?
Why couldn't Buffalo Bill get douchebag
That
cop
much-
time inside?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
would
don't know.
love to
Buffalo
have-
Bill was, I think Buffalo Bill, as great as he was good in small doses.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I don't know. If you would have had an hour of him, I think maybe it would have lessened the impact of it.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
what?
but they could have done so much more,
Would
you know?
they could have, but I
Like
Yeah,
that.
they didn't need to, because Silence of the Lambs knew how to play it. It did it
Yeah.
perfectly. And it's like, this film just doesn't. You put a dull douchebag cop character that no one cares about
Yes,
in a
Precious
film
Idol.
for an hour long.
Let's see. I got Gary Oldman and I got Julianne Moore. Let's give them 10 minutes and let's give this guy
this
an hour and a
guy,
half. And I can't remember his name.
he's
Let's
a decent
give
enough
Smokey
actor,
the
but,
cigarette
you know.
freak.
Wow.
Oh, he has actual lips underneath the prosthesis there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see that.
yeah.
Mm.
Does anyone else think it makes his mouth look a little bit like Christopher Plummer?
I think it makes his mouth look like a Ninja Turtle.
A little bit.
I think he looks a bit like a Ninja Turtle, but that's me.
Christopher Plummer, that's terrible.
I'm sorry, but I just see it.
It's all right. They'll give me credit for those words you just said.
You talking about Christopher Plummer today or Christopher Plummer in Jesus of Nazareth?
It's like Sound of Music, Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
What's funny is Ray Liotta was kind of in the middle of nowhere during this, wasn't he? Like he was
Yeah.
kind of off the grid a bit.
Every male character in this
was,
is either
yeah.
disabled of some type because of Lecter or a douchebag.
Mm. When was Heartbreakers? Didn't Ray Liotta do Heartbreakers?
Oh yeah, that box office juggernaut.
I was like, what the heck is Heartbreakers?
Sigourney Weaver, Gene Hackman. Wasn't
Yeah.
it Gene Hackman's last film?
Never heard of it.
Did you guys say that did any of you see Something Wild, Jonathan Demme's movie that he did before Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
No.
That's your homework assignment. You will thank me. Ray
You know what I'm talking
Liotta
about.
is amazing in that. That's like his first movie.
But that's older.
Which
Yeah,
film?
you should. You should definitely check it out. It's called Something Wild.
All right.
It's great, man. They have a Criterion collection.
So I'm married to the mob.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Are you being facetiously?
No, it's great. I'm telling you.
You talked about it on the last one.
Yeah, Something
okay,
Wild. You're gonna thank me, I promise.
Anyone else think this whole postcard thing is complete bullshit? Like it's.
I think this whole everything's complete.
Like it's they freaking kick her off the they put her on administrative leave because of a postcard which they haven't even verified by a writing thing, which would take 3 minutes.
Yeah.
To do, yet they're going to put her on administrative leave and take her gun and take her badge and all that kind of. It's like it makes no sense. Again, it's something. It goes back to the thing with the first part with where they blamed her for the first part, and I'm like, they would have radio evidence that she told them not to do it. At this point, all it would take is them going, okay, let's go down the hall to the forensics guys, and they'll compare the handwriting we have of lots of Lecter stuff, and it's not going to match. So, and that would rat out freaking Ray Liotta's character as being an idiot, and they'd start looking at him. So
basically, all the cops in this are stupid.
Everyone in law enforcement is dumb.
I'm looking up the douchebag cop's character name because I still don't know.
Patsy. His last name is Patsy.
Yes, Patsy. Inspector
Patsy. Ronaldo Patsy. Wow. Worst character in movie history to have that much screen time.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I think the actor actually does as good as you can do with that role, but it's just a role that we didn't show up for.
No,
nobody showed up to the cinema wanting that character.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that this literal thing, this press conference with Ray Liotta, would they really do that? Would they have an actual press conference for putting an FBI agent on suspension for a card that isn't even fully, like, you have no proof that it's real or not? It's like, why would they have a press conference for that?
But they're doing it to lure Hannibal out, aren't
they? But it's just, that's so unworthy of a press conference. That, like, how could he, like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a press conference about the suspension. It's like,
is that what you're going to complain about in this movie?
I'm going to complain about everything I possibly can. Like, how Hannibal Lecter happens to be so badass that dogs are afraid of him. How about we start with that?
I think it's
Hannibal Lecter.
I think it's newsworthy that the woman who once used Hannibal to help her make her career could potentially be having a love affair with him, which is what the postcard is supposed to
but
suggest.
They wouldn't release that information, so.
Nah, but it's all there to be released. It's like that's their intention is to get it out there so they can lure Hannibal out. Yeah,
to me it's bad writing. It's like, I don't blame Ridley Scott for that particular because that's the way it's written, but
this whole film's bad writing. I blame Ridley Scott because Ridley Scott should have took one look at the script and said no thanks.
I agree with you. Well, yeah, I agree where he should have been like, listen, can we get a better story and not concentrate on the guy with the pencil in his nose for the whole time? But or did I mean douchebag cop? Same thing.
I sneezed and it magically got stuck. I don't know what happened.
Is it magically delicious?
But now, is this pretty close to the book, Hannibal?
I have no clue.
That might be part of the problem.
Yeah.
I love how he just goes to a hospital, walks in, no problem, grabs a lab coat, goes to the thing, starts taking instruments.
He got a haircut too.
He's top 10 most wanted on the FBI list, yet he is walking anywhere in America and not being recognized.
Yeah. Again, as well, that scene of the hospital when he goes in and gets all that stuff. Again, we don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't need to know where he got gear to cut open.
We trust that Hannibal could acquire these things. We don't need to see it.
Yeah.
He's got Amazon.
Yeah. Actually, did he have Amazon back then? Was Amazon?
What if they showed him on the computer actually ordering it? Do I want to proceed to checkout? Yes, I do.
But they wait for him to actually receive it too, so it's just like a 2-day stretch.
Yeah.
It's just a totally unnecessary cut.
Time it's going to be coming.
I guess I'll.
Is this an add-on item?
Amazon pantry.
I'd love for Ridley Scott to do what he did with Blade Runner and go back and do a different cut, a final cut, and just cut out all the crap that doesn't need to be in here.
This movie's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
it
then
should be an hour and
the movie
45.
will be half an hour long because all of Patsy's stuff goes down to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He figures out who Hannibal is, and then he gets killed by Hannibal when he goes to
That whole section of the movie is a cat and mouse. That's all it is. It's just a cat and mouse. So shorten the chase. That's it. Nobody cares.
Except the cat and the mouse, like, the cat literally... Well, which one's the cat? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. They're both chasing each other. Hannibal's probably like, why the hell am I chasing this guy? Who cares?
Yeah. Why do I care what this guy does? I should just kill him long ago. Why didn't he kill him when he came for the
Hannibal
bags?
looked bored during that whole section.
Let's talk about pigeons, because they're fun. This is riveting. She's sleeping talking about pigeons.
I don't care about Clarice, like, really at all right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, more sleeping.
She falls asleep. Even Clarice is bored. I'm sorry. Clarice is like, I can't believe.
Not one time did you see Jodie Foster sleeping in Silence of the Lambs.
No.
I don't think you saw. Did you see her hair down either? Oh no, you did.
Yeah. Well, no, her hair was down. Usually when she interviewed Lecter.
Yeah.
When she was there, like, you know, and when she did the Buffalo Bill stuff, her hair was down.
Would you?
Would you?
What if Clarice could see the future and she told Hannibal that in the future you're going to be chased by this cop? And you're going to want to saw your own head off before he even gets to you. It's so boring.
Was she a great big fat person?
Yeah. Was she a great big fat person?
Was that Buffalo Bill?
Please, give me Buffalo Bill.
Please.
Buffalo Bill would have killed that cop so fast.
I'd kill for a good tuck scene right about now.
He would have been in the well for a good 40 minutes of screen time.
Get me out of here. Shut up, Patsy.
Yes, precious.
Shut up, Patsy. Puts the lotion in the basket, Patsy.
It does its told her, gets the hose again.
Man. This scene as well that's coming up, I hate.
This big long traffic scene?
I hate the bit where he's on the carousel and he touches her. It's just like, what on earth?
Again, it's
beautiful cinematography. What are you talking about?
It's like a Pantene advert.
It's a 6.8 on IMDb, guys.
Indeed. That's just like names carrying a score, I think.
But if you watch this movie with the sound off, it's a 2.5.
Dude, if that.
Yeah.
It's just when I watched this last night, I got some entertainment from it.
Yeah.
But it's like watching it so quickly after
watching
a viewing and talking it through and just watching it like you say without the sound on. You're looking at scenes and you're thinking, that don't need to be there. That don't need to be there. That don't need to be there. It's like
again, I was doing that last night when I was watching it. I was just like, oh my God, this is taking forever, and it's just like there was no tension whatsoever in this movie as far as I was concerned. You knew Patsy was going to die, so it was just a matter of time. You didn't really care. You didn't like his character, so there was no, like literally, and it took so long. By the time he finally died, you were just desperate for him to be killed off, and it's like. You're waiting for him to get to this part with Clarice, but it's like even this has no tension whatsoever.
And Patsy's a low talker too. You can't really understand what he's saying half the time.
Yeah.
There is some nice ideas, I think, in this section where the whole thing about Clarice as a person and how the system that she works in has failed her. And even though it has failed her, she's still gonna stand up and do the right thing. She's still gonna be the moral kind of high ground, so to speak. All that stuff is interesting, but it's just not utilised in the right way.
Yeah.
Like it could be interesting, I guess, is more what I should be saying. It's kind of like the heart of the film, or it should be the heart of the film. Is this idea that, and particularly today, it would resonate a lot more because we're all feeling like failed by our governments and whatnot. I just think that if they played more on that aspect of the film, brought that more to the fore instead of spending an hour and 15 minutes with a douchebag cop.
Dennis says, so wait, you all saw it last night? Are you even watching right now or doing it from memory? Oh, wait, CP's there. Never mind.
Now, here's the thing, right? She's talking to him, and so he walks by the guy with the trumpet, so she automatically should have known he's by the guy with the trumpet. She doesn't, like, run over there. It's like, I don't know, there's so many things with this scene that just bug me.
Plus, Hannibal is really as smart as a CIA agent. You know what I mean? And he's really he's a serial killer.
Right? But
he's a therapist.
Yeah.
The rapist.
No, he's not a therapist. He's a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist, yeah.
He's a doctor.
He's got layers.
He's got layers. Yeah. He's got layers. He's not, well, that's why he said he doesn't like psychology. He likes psychiatry. There's a difference. Yeah.
But he's got CIA training, doesn't he?
No.
You would think he did.
You think he did. Here's the thing. Do you guys buy that these guys would catch him like they do? Like, with the way he's being so, like, smart and ahead of everything, do you think they would just leave himself open to these guys from Italy catching him that easily?
You heard it.
With a taser. Like, I was like, was that part of his plan? Or did they literally just catch him? What do you guys think? CP before you fall asleep.
No.
No.
He's been under, like, super tight security, so we've seen him escape once, so, like, even if
they're doing the half face.
Yeah.
The good old half face.
Good old half face.
He could just be taking, Go ahead, somebody else take over. Huh?
He's full on bald now in this scene.
His hair's different
He's
again.
full on bald.
But, like, he knows they're there because she's like, I'm being followed. And so he knows.
It's just convenience, isn't it? It's like
there.
It's just like it's convenient plotting. When he gets caught when the writers need him to get caught.
And then Claire saves him.
Yeah, in every other scene, he's far too intelligent to allow anyone to catch him. He's far too vicious to allow anyone to catch him. But when it's convenient for the plot to be driven forward based on the fact that Hannibal Lecter's been caught, then he gets caught. It's just like it's lazy writing.
Yeah, they turned Hannibal into a bad detective movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it bugs me because his character is so freaking smart, and then all of a sudden he allows himself to be he walks out the front door and gets tased, and it's just like, what? It's like you telling me he didn't have some way of getting out of this place he had all the time to plan? I don't know.
It's like in the rest there's no tension there, is there?
No, there is. There's zero tension.
He's walking across the road. It's like it's just no tension in the way he's been caught. He's just
There's no tension in the movie as far as I'm concerned. The movie has no tension. You don't care about the characters enough to have tension about them. You don't care, especially the douchebag cop. You don't care about him. So when he dies, you're happy.
How would he know that she's looking at the shoes at the exact moment?
I know.
The shoes. Like, come on.
But then he just walks like he's going back to his car, like he's on a stroll.
He's like the way he's set things up throughout the film. He's like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
And
would Heath Ledger's Joker be caught like that?
It's just like no chance.
No. Like when I saw this the first time, I'll be honest.
Can you please lie?
No, I'm going to be completely honest. I can't lie. I thought it was a great film the first time I saw it.
I don't like when you're honest.
When I saw this the first time, I'm going to lie.
I'm going to lie. I thought it was great. No,
I'm going to tell you. That's all.
That's a good point.
Truth and a lie. I thought this movie was great. I thought this movie was great. I thought it was terrible. No, I thought he did it on purpose. Because, like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, he's allowing himself to be caught. But no, if she doesn't save him, he's dead. If she doesn't come and save him, he's dead. He's eaten by pigs. So
the whole time.
it's as far as I can tell. Like, do you guys think you don't think he was doing that on purpose? Do you?
No, because there's no way he could know she would track
She
him
would
down.
come and save him. So to me, it's like the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, he's really smart. He knows he's got some kind of plan, and that's why he's allowing himself to be kidnapped. But no, it's literally he just gets kidnapped like any schmuck would.
That's Kate Brewster's dad.
You know, he's not Hannibal Lecter, super genius fairy guy. He's freaking. No.
You guys get that, don't you?
What?
Kate Brewster. Who's Kate Brewster? Come on.
From Terminator 3.
Yes. That's why I love you guys. It's amazing. I thought for sure you wouldn't know who Kate Brewster was.
Come on, man. It's movie people.
God.
I'm a little lost. I can't remember. I haven't watched Terminator 3 in a long time.
That's amazing.
Terminator 3 is one of the shittest sequels I've ever
It's one
seen.
of the Terminator movies. That's all I can say.
Oh man, I
didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I haven't watched it for years.
I was so excited when it came out because I'm like, another Terminator film. And I went to see
there's
it.
been times I've watched it and I've enjoyed it, and then there's other times when I've been like, this is a really crappy movie, you know?
I cannot enjoy that film.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice
Me
and I
neither.
cannot bring myself to enjoy it at all.
The ending saves like half the movie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the ending does.
No,
If
it
you're in
doesn't.
a diehard
The
Terminator
ending's incredible.
mood, then you'll enjoy it, I think.
It's just nothing can save that part.
Well, don't worry. When we do the Terminator movies, we'll put that one on your channel, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, you can
For
Terminator.
the commentary. And
No. We always start with the first film in the franchise on my channel.
No.
You'll get-
We're going third one. We rotate, you see.
Well, no, we can do Die Hard.
Peter, you always end up with the
crap movie.
crappiest one. You're getting Terminator Genesis.
No, I'd be getting Salvation because there's 5 movies technically.
Yeah, but we reviewed the first one.
I liked it the first time I saw it, and then every time I watched it after, I was just like, why did I like this?
I've only seen it once. So
Basically,
Yeah.
we'd all review Terminator. We do Judgment Day on my channel. CP against
Nice
Terminator
try.
3.
I've already reviewed the
We
whole
against
franchise.
Salvation.
I'd have to revisit
Brian,
it.
you hate me, don't you?
Anyway, I do believe CP was going to say something. Go on, CP.
I forgot. It doesn't matter.
Contest time.
No, not yet.
Not just yet. Do it a bit more towards the end.
Okay.
I think we'll go. Should we go with that third question?
Third, Jesus, how many are there?
I'll go with whatever question you want. I don't even know. How many times have I mentioned my daughters? I don't know. I don't think so many times.
Either the first question or the third one. The last question or the first one. Oh, good. Blimey, that makeup on Oldman is fantastic. Even in like.
It is.
Yeah.
No, that's CGI.
Just fantastic.
It was done today. It was Gary Oldman will be a CGI character.
Yeah.
I agree, CP.
Indeed.
Indeed.
For those of you watching, I just sent everybody a nude picture of myself.
And I agree.
What did I miss?
And I said, what do you guys think, clothes or no? I think no.
Would you pay me like one of your French girls?
Kathy Bates?
Oh, wow, CP. Good job, bud.
Wait, what?
I just saw the picture. Oh, that's very impressive. You and Michael Fassbender apparently playing in the same league. I don't understand that.
Man, this film's really going on, isn't it?
I know. It's just, it's so funny because like me and CP were talking earlier. I'm like, I hope Brian doesn't think this is one of the most brilliant films because I found it so boring. And he was like, I hope he does. That way you guys can argue for the whole time.
At least it'd be entertaining. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Oh.
When they wheel Hannibal in, his belly wobbles so much. It's like you can tell he's old now. It's just.
Yeah, I remember
especially
reading
compared
that they wanted him to lose weight for Red Dragon, and so he had to hit the gym, I guess,
Oh, really?
because he was starting to get a little portly.
Yeah.
Well, the Red Dragon was how many years after, like, was filmed how many years after freaking Hannibal?
Only a
I
couple.
think it's only like 3 or 4 years, right?
Isn't it like, is it 2004, 2005, something?
5. I think
Well,
it's
that's like,
It might
what,
be.
14 years after Silence of the Lambs?
It might actually be 2003. I don't know.
Might be 2008. Might be 2007.
Could be.
It could be
2016.
1976.
Could be.
This movie, it doesn't have a good rhythm to it, you know? Like, Silence of the Lambs had a good rhythm to it. This doesn't. It's all over the place.
How does she know this guy's ground so well that she knows exactly where they would put
She's
him?
an FBI agent.
I'm sorry. He's got a massive mistake.
How did she know how to shoot a gun properly?
Nope,
Why
I
isn't she
took the gun
calling for
from her.
backup? Why isn't she calling for
Well,
backup?
because she's not an agent right now, right?
It
She's
doesn't
not- she's
matter
having
if
fun.
she has information that is absolutely crucial.
She should be
Why
sitting in her
don't
car, eating a hamburger, waiting for
No,
backup.
because right now they searched his house already, right, and found nothing. So
Why are the pig snouts more like anteaters?
I don't know. To me, it's just like he has a massive property. For her to find exactly where Hannibal is at the right time is a little convenient writing.
Red Dragon was 2002.
Thank you.
What?
Mm,
That's like a year later.
yeah.
Wow.
Pigs, muddy pigs.
That guy screaming on the tape is like totally. I feel his pain.
Brett Ratner directed Red Dragon.
Oh, really?
Pigs
Yes.
grunting loudly.
Brett Ratner's best film.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Which was made for him. Like 90% of it was already done for him, so like all his shots were set up for him, basically.
That's not saying-
Just watch Manhunter and just try and copy it as best as you can.
Yeah. Just don't make the jail cell white anymore.
When you say the quote Brett Ratner's best film, it has to be in a British accent.
It's Brett Ratner's best film.
That's the only way you can give it weight.
Jolly good.
Jolly good.
I give it 5 trumpets out of 5.
I'm gonna put that on my cover photo.
Handwriting.
Brett Ratner's best film.
Brett Ratner's best. What is this pseudo-British accent that you do when you always do it?
Brett Ratner's best film.
It's actually a pretty decent British accent, I gotta say.
Well,
British
thank
accent.
you. Thank you, Peter.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Governor.
Brian. Peter, say Pete.
The back with that editing again. Like when the pigs are attacking the people, what is with that dodgy editing?
Reused shot, too.
What is dodgy?
Dodgy.
You don't know what dodgy means?
Dodgy.
Dodgy. It's dodgy.
Let me say the word.
Hear that
You
in
didn't
America.
understand the word the first time. Let me say it 5 more times, and that way you'll know what it means.
Dodgy.
Dodgy.
Dodgy. No, you know, it's like dodgy. I don't know how else to explain dodgy.
It's dodgy, you know.
Oh, she shut the fan.
Dodgy.
Well, you know, that's Lecter's biggest fan.
Have you watched the Hannibal TV series?
Nope.
Yeah.
They actually
well,
go through the storyline in the TV series, don't they?
I saw the first season.
The Silence of the Pigs.
Oh, the face, the pig eating the face. That's grim.
Yeah.
Well, you're ahead of us.
Yeah, a little bit.
I do like that Lecter's like, hey, you
Again
can
with
just
the
push him
frame
in.
rate.
You could just push him in and say it was me. And the guy's just like, well, he has been a douche to me for many years, and I'm a doctor. Like, the guy's a certified freaking doctor, and this guy's been a jerk to him for years.
Just
I
look at
can't
the way
believe
it's
Ridley
shot.
Scott's using all these weird, like, accelerated frame rate things.
I know, it's bizarre.
Yeah, it is weird.
He did it a little bit with Gladiator in the fight scenes, but it worked.
Yeah.
This is weird because
There's no need for it here.
yeah, it's not that kind of movie. It's like
Yeah. He's about to push him in.
Yep.
There he goes.
oh, you only there?
Yeah, he just fell in.
I totally don't buy. They should have done more. They should have done more to show us how Hannibal Lecter is such a like manipulative artist kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
he just says a few things and gets people to do stuff. Like even though Mason Verger was on the drugs when he tells him to, all he says is, "Why don't you just cut off your own face?"
Yeah.
And he does it.
Drugs.
The drugs, mate.
The drugs.
Bruising.
Wait,
Just
you're taking a piss, mate.
taking a piss. I'll have you.
Taking a piss.
That doesn't mean what you think it means, guys. It means something else to them.
Brian, my daughter, she'll actually go through whole days talking in a British accent. I'm serious.
My
It's
hiney
so
burp.
funny.
Both my daughters and my wife occasionally say things in British accents.
Yeah.
Like we're just out of the blue, and they'll we'll all look at each other going, "Right then." It's purely unintentional. My wife lived in England for 3 years, though. She kind of.
Oh, okay.
But my daughters have no. My one daughter gives a Boston accent all the time.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Boston.
By the way, you should be drunk by now if you're playing the
Yeah.
game. I just made you drink a lot. You're welcome.
I just you didn't hear.
Dennis says so now. Lee's talking about his daughter.
It doesn't count when Lee says it.
It doesn't count, Dennis.
No, it's
Oh
me.
man.
Just me.
All right, Leota, we're close. Mercifully.
No, doesn't it amaze you that
No.
Anthony Hopkins' character can overpower so many men that are more physically dominant than him?
He's Hannibal Lecter.
He has no problem overcoming guys that are way
Yeah,
bigger than him.
Chloroform.
Or more. Yeah, but still, come on.
It's like he's been through
Yeah.
combat skills training.
Yeah. He's freaking Jason
Yeah,
Bourne. of
Ray-
Psycho
He's Jason
World.
Bourne.
Ray Liotta or Anthony Hopkins? I don't think so.
Like, if you put them in a fight, who would you bet money on?
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
What if Jackie Chan was in this movie?
There's chloroform in his hands.
Doesn't matter. He's still not knocked out yet. He can defend himself.
He goes from the front every time. Have you seen Ray Liotta when Lecter puts the chloroform on him?
Yeah.
He goes.
Yeah.
It's like
Doesn't try and defend himself at all.
I'm sorry, I got a plunging neckline. I'm
Yep.
holding
Julianne Moore. More.
More.
Cleavage, Ohio.
no.
Twins, Basil, twins.
I forgot she was in this film. You know.
Who?
What?
Yeah,
Oh, that girl.
that girl.
And her twins.
It's just like this is the only reason they actually brought Clarice back, so that they could get someone in a low-cut dress
Yeah.
at the end of the film. It's just
That's a neckline right there.
Yeah, that is.
Can we-
It's a belly button line right there.
Can we get the chicken in the frame again? Thank you.
He just saw Julianne Moore in her dress.
I gotta hand it to women that wear stuff like that. I would never want to wear tape on any part of my body to wear clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And a guy wouldn't wear that.
yeah.
No, it depends on the guy.
Yeah, depends on the
guys
guy.
would.
Depends on the guy.
Some guys would.
Some guys would. It was just Pride Week here in Toronto. Some guys.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
There are some guys who would definitely wear that.
Whatever blows your hair back.
Hair.
Well, not for Brian, but you know.
Oh.
Zing!
Hmm.
Don't worry, Brian.
Not for me, that would be more either. So you can- What are you doing to that poor
Peter's
chicken?
got beautiful hair.
Huh?
Look
What?
at that.
Nothing. I was not choking the chicken.
I don't really see Hannibal as the kind of guy who chews gum.
Me neither. At all.
I think it's fecal matter that he's actually chewing.
Fecal matter?
No. Brain fart.
Fecal matter. Like,
I got it. Yeah, just go with that.
literally.
There's no way I could say what I meant to say.
I do like the scene where he
Brain
offers the
matter? Is that what
Brain.
you're
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. Fecal matter.
It matters, whatever it was.
It matters what fecal you're touching, that's for sure.
She
So
said
he
she's
knows
hungry.
at this point that she has called the cops.
She
right,
said
'cause-
she's hungry.
Because he saw the phone go. So like he knows he's got very limited time. Yet he does a ton of crap. Like he's still cutting up brains and still like serving stuff and
He's got a lot of time to get stuff done. You notice that?
well for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they said, be there in 10 minutes. It seems a bit more than 10 minutes.
Do we have the chances of this actually happening?
What, that someone could
Somebody sitting at a table and talking with their brain being scooped out?
apparently, because apparently in your like I don't know, not to get all technical, but apparently like inside your brain there's no nerve endings. So once like you're open to it, it doesn't hurt. Like you could be poked in it, you don't feel a thing. And so
Wouldn't he be like passed out?
no, not necessarily.
Wow.
It's like I don't know what he's got him hooked up to, or because he took syringes, he took a bunch of stuff from that hospital. So I don't know what drugs he's got him on to keep him going.
Hey guys.
There's a bit here though where he makes Ray Liotta's character suck through his straw, and you really get the sense that that is leading back into his brain. Because he sucks on the straw, and then all of, like immediately after he sucks on the straw, suck.
Okay, I gotta watch it because I always thought he gives it off.
No, it's just but he sucks on it, and then like immediately after he sucks on it, his eyes go.
Shut up! Stop!
I gotta watch. I gotta pay closer. You could be an office girl. Can you
It was really nice of Ray Liotta to let him cut his scalp off for this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he said the P word.
Yeah.
There's that Ray Liotta face, that laugh.
He always looks like him looking high. Always looks completely legit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, no, the thing is going into the soup.
Here's the straw.
The thing, no, straw goes into the soup. It's only in the soup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's sucking the soup.
Because I see it fall out of the soup.
Yeah, he looks totally. Yeah, that's meth head right there, or heroin head, or whatever.
Whatever he's giving him.
Yeah.
Well, he's giving her morphine.
Oh, all right. Well, then morphine.
I don't know if that's what he gave him, but
The morphine, the better.
Julianne morphine?
He says to her, "I'll take some Julianne morphine."
Man, holy smokes! Just get her to. We almost had a little slip.
Skin slip.
Giddy up!
Giddy up. Stupid bullshit.
Thank God the lighting's perfect for optimal meat coverage.
Do you guys hear that there?
What?
I just farted.
I sound all the way down.
Just farted.
He's putting the knife in right now. He's about to peel back the
I've got fireworks aplenty by my house. Oh, yummy!
Ooh.
Yeah. Hope my daughters don't walk by right now.
Oh man.
See, this is another movie that, you know, this scene is really, it makes up. It doesn't make up for the rest of the movie, but
it's the most memorable thing in the movie.
Yeah, it's more impactful than anything else we've looked at.
Yeah, it's definitely like when people. I remember when this came out, people would say, "Hey, did you see that scene with the guy's brain?"
Yeah.
Like that's what they would mention. That was the most memorable thing about this whole movie.
It's pretty decent CGI for 2001 too.
Yeah.
No. I heard Ray Liotta actually let them cut it to his brain. He's very method. He let them do it. It was just like.
If it was Daniel Day-Lewis, he would have let them cut it.
He would have totally let them. Daniel Day-Lewis would have been like, "Oh no, it's for the art. I'll do it. Don't worry."
For like the rest of Daniel Day-Lewis's life, he's got this freaking scar all the way around his head.
Oh.
His own brain. Oh, she's like, "Oh, come here. It's good."
It's good. What do you put teriyaki sauce on it or something?
He's got like onions and some basil.
Is it wrong that it bothers me most that he doesn't cook it for long enough?
You're worried that it's unsanitary?
Yeah,
You gotta cook
dude, that should have been cooked for at least a minute more.
Yeah. You're cooking
on both
brain
sides.
slivers.
Practically raw, man.
Well, it was white.
It's
if you go from pink to white, it's pretty.
It's flash fried. Don't worry about it. It's that's a very high heat he's cooking in.
It's brain tartare.
Yes. Now she has the handcuffs with her at this point. Why doesn't she handcuff him?
Brain Diane.
Like, you guys like?
She's still dopey.
He'd
yeah, but she has the handcuffs.
No, he'd see it coming. She's waiting for a moment when he's going to be distracted because she's doped up to high.
He's taking out, agents that are military trained. So I don't think she's gonna take that chance.
Where is she keeping the handcuffs exactly?
They're inside Ray Liotta's head.
He's tripping. For the
where exactly is she keeping them? That's what I want to
know. Ray Liotta looks like he's just had it.
Yeah.
He just ate his own brain.
Maybe he really did cut his skull off.
I've heard about brain food, but this is ridiculous. Thank you very much. I
wonder if he got a bonus for
try the brain. Those cop cars have just been coming and coming and coming and coming, and it's just like.
I like the little flappy hand that he gives when he's wheeled out to the door.
Yeah, he's like, bye. Again.
Cutlery clanking.
See, she doesn't have the handcuffs yet, does she?
He stopped her.
Catch her. Ouch.
No, she has the handcuffs because she had to have them from upstairs.
Oh, right.
That's where she got them from. So they've been on her since then. So I don't know where she's been keeping them in particular.
They're in that dress then, aren't they?
Somewhere, but I don't think it has pockets.
You mean those don't come with a handcuff pocket?
No.
I think dresses like that do. Mm-hmm.
He puts her hair in the fridge. Yeah. As a guy who used to have long hair,
we're watching.
That's really annoying. Hey, let me finish. As a guy that used to have long hair, I can tell you that's really annoying when I got it caught in the fridge.
Why are you standing that close to the fridge that you're shutting the door like that you would have that situation?
Yeah.
It's a good story. I'll tell you sometime.
Let me turn around before I close this refrigerator door. Ah! I did it again.
You have short hair. You don't know. Actually, I don't even know if you have hair. I've never seen anything under that. So then the kiss happens, which I know you got a little bit. I don't know. You could be balding. I don't know.
Yeah, I could be.
And then we could make jokes about you too. But
there's the handcuffs.
Where's the key?
So here's the question: when you guys watched this movie the very first time, did you think he cut her hand or his hand?
His hand.
You cut his. You thought his?
Yeah. They didn't show it, so I assumed they'd cut his hand.
Yeah. What do you think, CP?
Chicken.
His.
Yeah, I totally I was 100% on board that he cut his own hand off.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this is really gonna hurt. It's just like, you just like, it's weird that she screams, and the scream is to sell that.
Yeah.
It was her, but I didn't.
You might scream though, thinking it would be your hand. You know.
Yeah.
Like a hesitant scream.
I just didn't buy it. Now.
Yeah, you just feel the drips from the blood, and you get an adrenaline surge. I don't know.
Now here's my question: how does he get away exactly?
You ask a lot of questions.
I ask lots of questions, and you know what?
What do your daughters think?
You don't have to take a shot, people. I didn't say.
Well, answer the question, then they can.
You go ask them? Hold on. I'll go ask them. What do you guys think about Hannibal and how he gets away?
Luke asks, Peter, how many times have you got the backhanded nice haircut? It looks much better comment.
The what?
Me. How many times have you got the backhanded nice haircut? It looks much better comment.
Oh, I've gotten it several times. Several times.
Mm-hmm.
You look so much nicer. Oh, so I look terrible for it. Okay, thanks. No, it's just
Peter, always looking at the negative.
it's different. It's different. That's all. Yeah. Just,
Did I just speak in a British accent?
yes, you did.
Oh my gosh. Somebody stop me.
Fruit, cheese. Who drinks wine out of a glass like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say on the flight.
Really?
I don't know if they serve. Well,
I like this.
That's an
You're
orange
complaining
juice
about the
glass.
glass. I don't even know how it got away yet. So, and you're fine with it.
Listen, I'm fine. Take me on the ride.
The
He
slow
walked out of
boring
there. He walked
douchebag
out
kind
of
of
there.
ride.
The cops are so slow in this. He just had the time to walk out.
Walk where though? He had to like they could have shown him having a car ready or like he's supposed to be on the boat, but then you see that he's not. I don't know. I don't care. Anyways,
He points. Caviar.
Beluga.
You want some brain? Hey, kid, you
You
like
guys
brain?
ever tried caviar?
Brain.
Yeah.
no, never tried
More
caviar.
brains.
Have you guys tried caviar?
No.
I
And
could.
I don't buy for a second that kid would think that brain actually looked good.
No,
Yeah,
neither
there's
do I.
no way.
Unless he's
Listen, have you seen some of the street food in
That is true, CP.
They eat like chickens, like real.
They
mean
eat
like-
dogs.
Yeah,
like
they
Korea.
eat some messed up stuff.
like that chicken?
Yeah.
Or what chicken?
He would eat it.
Yeah, like cockroaches on a stick.
What kind of roaches?
When
I think I use my line. I can't.
when Hannibal gives his last line, I actually thought he was going to say, "After all, you are what you eat," or something like that.
He would look at the camera, of course.
Yeah, and then give a wink.
And then he'd go, "Oh, thank you."
See
Right.
you in the next one.
Well,
That's it.
That's
You did it.
Oh my lord, that was a long freaking movie. I felt like
We
I was,
survived.
Why
anyone
does
else,
Big Bad Cop have the first billing?
does anyone else think they almost were close to destroying the ring at Mordor at this point? Because I feel like we're almost there.
Yeah.
It's a long freaking movie.
Contest.
Well,
Okay, guys. So hopefully you paid attention to some of the crap we went through. So to win this, you have to be subscribed. We're not going to announce the winner today. You're going to have to follow us. So the answer to today's question is, what was the idea that Lee came up with for a top 5?
I know.
So answer that down below. I guess we'll give you some time.
I like the idea of what animal just kept coming on the screen, but you go with whatever you want.
Well,
just while we're waiting for any possible answers that may come, why don't we just each give our final thoughts on the film and our mark out of 10 or 5 if you so wish.
I've been good lately, dude. I've been giving you them out of 10 and everything. I've been nice.
I'll go first, seeing as I went first at the beginning. Look, when I first saw this in the cinema, I thought there was a lot of criticism about it, and I thought it's not quite as bad as people make out. It's a solid 6 out of 10 film. And then I watched it last night, and I kind of had that same reaction. Watching it with you guys with the sound off and just noticing how slow it is and how much screen time that douchebag cop takes up and just how pointless some of the scenes are. There are literally scenes in here you could just take them out and you wouldn't feel the loss of them at all. It's not a good film, and the fact that the caliber of talent that is involved is so high. Oscar-winning actors, Oscar-nominated actors. You got a director like Ridley Scott coming off the back of something like Gladiator. This film stinks. There are entertaining moments in it. It's entertaining watching it with you guys because we get to take the mick out of it. But I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Can I go next because I have to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Last one here, first one out.
Yep. It's funny because at the beginning of this, I said that this movie
is it really funny?
I like it more. What's that, Brian? Okay, check you later, guys.
You said it's funny. I said, is it funny, Lee? Really?
No, it's not. I was lying.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Watching it with no sound and with you guys, I'd probably give it 11 out of 10. No, I'll probably give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, that's my rating.
Peter.
All right. Again, the cast and director alone should have made this a good film on some level. And part of the problem is it's a sequel, and it's a sequel to a movie that was pretty iconic and was really good, very well made. And the character in that film, I think if anything, it's just Hannibal works a little better as not being the main character of the story, because he's not as interesting when he is just hanging out in the general public and you're not freaked out about what he's going to do at any given moment. Whereas in Silence of the Lambs, you're terrified of what he's going to do. You're always on pins and needles, not sure what he's going to do. So yeah, I'd probably give it a 5 if I'm being overall. It's not the worst film ever made by stretch, but it's just it's so slow and so boring. Maybe 4. I don't know, 4 or 5.
Yeah, and I'm gonna round it out and make it a solid 4.5 between us.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 5. Like I said, there's certain you really have to earn that ending. If you get there and enjoy it, you've earned it. But that ending certainly. Man, if they threw that in the middle somewhere, it'd be a little bit more. I don't know, greasy. There'd be more to the movie, but it's just so slow. It's just it. I forgot who said. I think it was you, Brian, who said it. That the fact that there's so many heavy hitters in this, it's just. Maybe makes you kind of look down on it a little bit harder, but
yeah.
Ugh.
90% of the Italy stuff could be cut, and you'd have a much better movie.
Oh yeah, this movie can certainly be cut at least in a third. Yeah, so it's a 5 from me. Okay. I don't know what you want to decide to do here, but we can probably carry it over, even though we were going to award it next week anyway. We can carry it over and then.
It's entirely up to you, CP. Because if people watch the show after the fact, then they can feel free to.
All right. Yeah. So we'll give you a week to answer down below.
If they give the right answer, is it the first person or is it the amount of people you're going to do a draw? What's the deal?
If multiple people give the right answer, we'll do a draw. We'll do it live. Yeah. Maybe we'll. The idea is to get them to keep coming back.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this after it's been broadcast, just bear in mind no one's answered the question in the sidebar. So answer in the comments section below. If you put your answer there and you get the right answer, then you may win CP's box set.
And you got to follow us and see where it's playing next. I think it's
on Lee's channel next.
Lee's channel next. We're doing Red Dragon. So, yeah.
Hello, Dylan. You're a little late to the party. I would suggest restarting it.
Hello and bye-bye.
So, that's it, guys. Next Monday, I would assume. Over on Channel Drumdums for Red Dragon. Guys, anything to say before we kick it off here?
No.
Bye.
Goodbye.